What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the elder keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.
I've just realized Silas is the
Oh my
father
god.
of our group.
What's up, guys? We are here for... Oh my god, that's so loud. We're here for episode 20. I've forgotten to do another thing where I forgot to bring up my Steam Deck in the right thing. My cat's meowing in the goddamn background. It's all a disaster and it's all falling apart right now. But I'm glad you guys can be here for episode 20. How are we all doing today? Give me a second while I let my cat out. You guys say something interesting.
Something interesting. Yeah.
Karma's old as fuck, and we realize this now.
Don't tell the police I haven't paid for television.
He's gonna hear all this shit and be like, the fuck are you guys talking about?
Okay. I always say that when I come back. Okay, anyway. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. I hope we're ready for an interesting episode. We've got Josh back finally, so thank God for that. We're going to start with our introductions like we do. Okay, I got you, Dragon. But first, we're going to start off with the bottom left, which is Silas.
Hi, I'm Zephyr. I play Silas, and I'm the only non-alcoholic here.
Right next to him, we've got Kazim.
I'm Josh. I'm the other non-alcoholic that people forget about.
Right,
Motherfucker, you've been more drunk than me. I'm telling
right
you.
next to him, we've
I
got...
haven't drank in like Thor.
He started early, guys. Right next to him, we've got Iahme.
Hi guys, I'm Dyer, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
And last but not least, we've got Nico.
My name is Dragon, and I'm double the alcoholic that CJ is. Hell yeah.
That doesn't work because 2 times 0 is still 0.
I took a shot because I have no idea what you're talking about.
And
So
I am uppercase Karma. I am your DM, and I am also a raging alcoholic. Welcome, guys,
And
to...
he's also a father.
I am, absolutely, because that's why I'm an alcoholic. I'm just saying. But as we were saying, let's see, we're on episode fucking 20. We've done so much. Josh and Dragon are wanting 2 shots, even though Josh is a non-alcoholic. But thanks for the resub. I appreciate that. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna do this shot real quick for you guys. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Tink.
Tink.
Molotov. Sorry.
Still better than that turkey gravy shit. Ugh. Disgusting. Let me do that one more before we get going.
Can I
And
send you like 5 bottles of that?
do it. But I will say, out of everyone in this entire series, I'm pretty sure I've been drunker than all of you for most of these episodes.
Hands down.
I get real
Hands
drunk,
down.
which is shocking how I can continue this story. That's probably why there's so many consistencies. I know you guys are paying attention, because I'm not. Names have been fucked up and shit. All right, here's that second shot. You ready?
I was gonna say,
Hello?
consistencies or inconsistencies?
Yeah, both. I'm consistent in some things. God damn. Why did I choose tequila as my drink of choice?
Because you're special.
That was good.
I am. Tequila's delicious. I love tequila. It's disgusting, but delicious. Anyway, are we ready, guys?
Hey.
Right. If you're not caught up, and this is your first time coming in here, good luck trying to figure out where the story's going, because you have no idea. Go check out the YouTubes, the Spotifys, or even the TikToks. They got shit going on over there. But until then, let's get into our story of magic and mystery, as we call it, the Tales of Ethyl. Where we last left off, we were traveling through the forest from Peakborough down to Rivers Road, and we're getting ever closer. We had some interesting interactions with a weird, odd group of Kremlins, as they were called, that were selling magical items over on the side of the road. Finding out some interesting things, having some interesting conversations as we continued down. We started bedding down for the night, and Iahme had an interesting conversation with Nico and Tami in her tent. As they were talking, some things were discovered as Draxto is apparently somewhat to blame for what happened to Tami's town, as we've slowly been learning some interesting things about that. Perhaps we'll find out more. We don't know. But Tami, in almost a fit of rage, seems to have changed the relationship between Draxto and Iahme. It's not clear how quite yet, but he did something. It seemed that perhaps he destroyed a piece of Draxto without any consent from either parties, and Iahme, understandably upset about that, decides that she's going to run off, as Nico very coldly just wanders off, almost ignoring her feelings, as Nico and Tami go off to bed, and Iahme packs up her things and she begins running off into the forest. Silas decides that he is actually going to go try and chase her down. He manages to catch up with her, but after a very long chase, as she's hiding in the tree, and they have their conversation and seem to have a weird bond now, as they have a common mistrust of this odd fellow inside Nico's head. So Iahme has just come down from her tree, and they are beginning to talk amongst themselves in the forest, and just on the outskirts of the grasslands of the River's Run country. And I'd like to ask Silas and Iahme, what would you like to do?
Are you ready to go back?
Not always, but it's the best thing to do, I take it.
I fear that Kazim may have fallen asleep on watch again, and if so, if they're both asleep, the camp will be very undefended.
At this point, your feathered friend is the only one I care about. The cowardice vessel that you know as Nico needs to come to terms with their actual existence.
It is a very precarious position we find ourselves in.
It is a position that will show them my true standing.
I will do what I can to protect as many as I can. Just know that if you go too far, I will step in the way.
Oh, I do not intend on hurting your cowardice friend. Fear not. They are not the person who has so wounded me.
Then lead on.
She's going to go get the other horse and head back to camp.
And Silas will follow.
We will discuss the plan.
Okay. As that is happening, Nico, you're passed the fuck out, right? Or are you still in your tent talking to Tami?
He was last time I remember he was sitting there like having like with a battle with himself, but like he was trying to fall asleep.
Okay.
Not necessarily easy, but he was trying to.
And Kazim, I set you as you were probably passed the fuck out because no one told you to fucking take watch. You just set up your tent and pretty much just went to. You were like, "Fuck this shit, I'm done." So
Fuck this shit, I'm not.
after a while of traveling back, you're probably maybe about 25-30 minutes away from your guys' tent after that long chases. There were a bunch of curves and circles. You come back and you notice that there's no one sitting by the fire. The fire has died down a little bit. There's small embers and stuff that probably if you threw a log on there, it'd probably roar back to life. But it seems that your compatriots have fallen asleep.
I'm gonna do a very quick check to see if like there's been any suspicious movement. Anyone's sort of snuck in and out of camp without us knowing.
Okay. Roll for perception.
That is a 17.
Okay. Silas, question.
Answer.
That new bag of holding, you have that on you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. So you walk around your camp trying to find maybe some snap twigs or something like that. You're not really finding much. It doesn't look. It looks like that everyone probably just went into their tent and hasn't come back out. It looks exactly how you left it in. You're fairly certain, especially since you're so familiar with this area, as you are in kind of a more large plain kind of grasslands that you're very accustomed to. You figured you'd easily be able to spot something, but it doesn't look like anything. I mean, maybe some rabbits or something, but nothing nefarious seems to have gone on here.
The coast is clear. How do you want to proceed?
I will let them calm down before I do anything. I know.
Very well.
My plan is a little rough around the edges. But I will do what needs to be done.
I know what it is like to have distrust and fear of Tamiel.
It is not fear that I have.
All the same, his words are his weapons.
It is not words that he used as weapons.
But it is the ones he will use now.
He will not sway me.
Very well.
He knows what he has done wrong. And if he is smart in any way of thinking, this creature will understand that when you do something so harshly, so rashly, you shall get your comeuppance. But go to sleep. I will not let anything harm them.
Just tell me what you need me to do, should you need me to do it.
If he wanted company, I will gladly request your company as my own.
Karma, roughly what time is it right now?
After the chase, you guys having that conversation, you'd say it's getting pretty close to maybe 11:30. It's fairly dark and fairly late. Because you guys ran off on that chase, which took about, I'd say, maybe an hour, just because of all the different kind of turns and her trying to dodge you and stuff like that. And then another 30 minutes to come back, plus probably another 25-30 minutes for you guys to talk. So yeah, it's about 11:30. It's pretty late, almost midnight.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do another hour of watch, and then after that, I will wake up Kazim so that he can take a turn.
Very well. Roll for perception for me.
That's in that one. Fuck.
The fire is incredibly pretty. So you don't really notice anything going on around you because you find yourself reminiscing about the past that you had with your. You almost seem to kind of slip off into this daydream of life with your tribe. You're picturing this small encampment that you and your group have had as your large encampment for the Zenok tribe. As you're seeing the work going about throughout the day, and it almost like you almost snap back to reality as soon as you realize that the fire is beginning to die down and realize that it's fairly late. You probably go over about an hour what you were planning on waking up Kazim, just because you were so entranced by your thoughts, but you realize that it's probably time to wake up Kazim. Nothing seems to have happened at all while you've been daydreaming, so at least there's that.
I pray that you are safe, my love. And then I will go to Kazim. And knock like on the pole of the tent to wake him up, but not sort of shake him awake and startle him in any way.
Kazim was ready to be woken up to go on watch, and
Yeah, I will say that you've probably been prepared because the night before, Iahme actually stayed up the whole night. So you actually were so well rested that you managed to kind of stay semi-conscious for when it was happening. So yeah, absolutely. You were kind of sitting there waiting, wondering what the fuck is going on out there.
about 15 minutes before you knock on the tent, Kazim has sprawled out fake blood across his neck and just has one of his daggers lying a foot away from his head, and is very cartoonishly tongue out, eyes like half open.
Okay. Roll for deception. Silas, can you roll for perception, please?
Oh, that's why.
What's the total? Because I got a 27 on a nat 19.
Oh fucking hell! That'll be no. You beat me. I'm only 25.
Kazim's fucking dead. He's been murdered.
I think Silas kind of looking at it. Honestly, his instant he doesn't like thinking this, but his instant thought is, "What the fuck did Tami do?"
Oh wow!
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Bitch.
Wow.
So as you walk
Man.
into the tent, you open it up and you see this horrific scene of what seems to be blood splattered on the side. You see Kazim with his feathers matted down, seeing what looks to be blood dripping down in the blade of his teacher, no less than a foot away from his throat as it's been put onto the ground. And you see Kazim laying there, lifeless, motionless, and you first originally think, what did Tami do?
I cast Healing Word.
Okay, so Kazim, as you're laying there pretending, you see Silas almost like, you see his green skin go almost completely pale as he begins trying to quickly walk up to you, and he keeps trying to cast this healing word upon you, and you start feeling very rejuvenated. You didn't need the healing, but you feel great. You feel nice and relaxed, nice and chill. What do you do in response to that?
You heal for 6.
I think I start chuckling after the first heal. Just like,
Oh.
And then I punch him.
Okay, roll for
I'll
the
take
attack.
the hit. I'll take the hit.
Alright. I'm guessing a 12 doesn't do it, mate.
Nah.
Just roll that on D&D Beyond. Should have rolled
So
another invite.
almost as if like you can tell that he has this intention on hitting you, but you do. It seems like almost at the last second that he changes his mind as he goes to punch you, but ends up hitting the ground right next to your head. Obviously, fucking furious that something happened, but also recognizing that he thought one of his best friends was dead. So yeah, it looks like he saved you from being punched. You don't know if he missed or not.
Don't do that again.
I mean, it was kind of funny.
It was well done.
I was kind of hoping Nico would be the one to find me, honestly. I felt like that would have been way funnier.
Kazim, I don't think I could deal with even the threat of losing you after what happened with Dahlia.
Yeah, no, I realize the consequences of my actions now. Speaking of consequences of my actions, I should apologize for something I said to you yesterday.
Oh my god.
Shouldn't have called you dad. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like myself, and I just shouldn't have happened, and I'm sorry.
I think a lot of us are not quite who we were when we met. I forgive you. It's a touchy subject.
Yeah. My turn for watch?
Yes, I been quite busy tonight. I'm rather tired. It's not my place to tell you everything, but I will just say that Iahme and Nico, and to extension Tamiel, are not on speaking terms. If you want to know what happened, you'll have to ask her. I will not invade her privacy in such a way.
Did Tourist do something, or did Tami do something?
I wasn't there.
I'll talk.
But, yeah, as far as I have been told, it was Tamiel who acted.
Okay. I'll do some junior sleuthing tomorrow and try to figure out what happened. All right. Get some shut-eye muscles. I gotta go keep us all safe. Still covered in fake blood.
Don't get yourself killed, Feathers.
As Kazim comes out of his tent, and you see that now that you get a closer look, you see the berries that he had crushed up in his hand to cause that kind of red dye look as it's covering most of his arm. And at first looked like maybe his wrist had been slit, but now you're realizing, no, he just crushed a bunch of berries and just fucking like did this shit and smeared it all over the place. So now in hindsight, you see how he did it, but
Motherfucker, I probably picked those berries for you.
Iahme, are you outside of your tent or are you in your tent?
She doesn't have her tent. Well, she's probably setting her tent
So,
up doing that.
I will say that you probably see Kazim come out in what looks like an actually roll for perception for me. And Kazim, what yours was 27 for deception, right?
Nat 19, 27.
Okay,
Yeah.
27.
Okay. Why do I feel like this is like the challenge of all challenges to detect his treachery?
I could have only made this one higher.
Now,
Yeah,
I don't know what
something
the fuck it is.
horrific has happened to Kazim inside that tent. Something horrible. He comes out all bloodied and covered in just this. Oh, it's horrific. It's horrible. And you see Silas walk out, and they seem to be chuckling.
Silas went in.
Yeah.
Silas went in, and then he's come out covered in blood.
Yeah, he came out covered in blood, and you see them like smiling almost. You have no idea why.
Shredding.
Yeah.
Has Silas left that tent to go to his tent yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
Okay,
walk. They
so I know
walk out
he's
together.
okay.
Yeah, they walk out together. You just see Kazim covered in head to toe in just this blood, and you see Silas and him just kind of like talking as if old friends. You have no idea what happened to that tent, but Kazim looks fucked up.
I'm giving him that sort of light hold on the shoulder, be like, "You fucking idiot! You do that again, I'll kill you."
You know what?
You hear that, and you see that like obviously he did almost kill him.
No, that's not what she's thinking.
Tell me.
She's seen that Silas has healed people before. She knows because he's done it. She's seen it. She knows that he can heal a little bit.
Slight correction. I've used Spare the Dying. You've never seen me actually use like healing word.
That's
before.
true.
But
You know that
I've
he can.
seen you save somebody.
You know he has some medical training. Not enough to. You don't know if it's enough to actually make a difference. You know it's enough to get someone to kind of stop bleeding. You don't know if it's enough to actually help them, if that makes sense.
But I see that Silas is not covered in blood.
You do see on his hand. You do see on
the
his hand.
feathered
There's a bunch of like what looks to be blood on his hand.
I see that the bird is.
He's
back from
walking.
the dead
He's
for all
walking.
their work.
He's walking perfectly normal, but just looks horrific.
You're lucky
So
you
in
didn't
her
say that in
mind-
character, Tourist.
In her mind, Silas probably just fucking saved his goddamn life.
Hey guys, guess who she's gonna blame, huh?
Yep.
Huh? Guess who she's blaming? Kazim? Gee, thank you.
I'm blaming him too.
So
Yeah, it was 100% him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was 200% to fucking Tami. That's a nat 19 again.
I fucking hate all of you. Look, I know I'm
Silas,
getting
you
ganged up on, but man.
Okay. I
used a
understand.
spell slot on you, Kazim. A whole
I
ass spell
understand.
slot.
I understand how we're doing this now.
It makes sense for Kazim to do that because he doesn't know exactly how fucking pissed and untrusted he thinks you're.
I got no idea.
Yeah, he thinks he's fucking with you, not solidifying what you already think.
Yeah, no. So she's already changed. So she's wearing like her normal, like the green dress. She's actually put her hair up in like an elaborate kind of like braided bun that like kind of hangs down to her shoulders in the style that she would have done in the church. She's not wearing her church dress, but still. She's gonna go straight over to Nico's tent and start screaming at him.
Oh, I would not do that. I would not do that if I were you.
Karma, you're muted.
Yeah.
Well, I want Kazim and Silas to make an insight check for me real quick.
Okay.
Insight?
Insight.
19.
21.
There is something incredibly different about Iahme. Like, before you saw her as a more welcoming, kind of calm, soft person, there is something very... What's the word I'm looking for? She is walking with a purpose. Very confident in how she's walking. It's very different from how you met her, and you don't know... Something's wrong, but at least Kazim, you have no idea what, and you have no idea what's about to happen.
Do we see her going over to Nico's tent?
Yes.
I'm just gonna look at Kazim and then fucking book it.
I'm gonna take Brockus's dagger and start like digging up dust.
Are you trying to cut her off, or you just kind of back her up?
I'm going to her directly, being like,
okay,
you're different. What's going on?
First, he has the audacity to lay hands on a dragon. And now he turns around and sabotages your own party, and I'm the one who's different?
Kazim, I think we need an explanation here. I mean, I know how this looks. I was of the same mind.
They're just berries. I'm fine. I was trying to prank Nico.
Roll for perception. And Iahme, I want you to roll for insight with disadvantage.
Okay.
Perception for Josh?
Not persuasion, Josh.
Persuasion, Josh. You sure persuasion? 16?
What'd you get?
Well, disadvantage gives me a nat 1 plus 3.
You don't believe him.
She's going to turn to Nico's tent, and when she grabs his leg to pull him out, she is going to shock and grasp.
Oh, shit! Okay, roll for the...
We all see this happening, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll for the attack with advantage, as Nico is asleep.
So I got an 18 on the first one, and I got a nat 20 on the second one.
Roll for damage and double everything.
And it's a nat 20 plus 6 on hit.
Roll for damage and double everything.
I'm so concerned. I don't want this.
Kazim, you fucked up. You fucked up. Kazim!
What was I supposed to know? I didn't even think I said the Tami thing out loud.
23.
23. Is that with everything doubled?
That's yeah.
Okay, so Nico, please take 23 points of damage. Oh wait, what? It's thunder damage or lightning damage?
Shocking grasp is
Lightning damage.
Yeah, lightning.
Yeah.
Yep, take 23 points of damage, Nico.
Yeah.
You have resistance to thunder damage?
As you wake up all of a sudden with this shocking, almost numbing feeling of all of your body feels almost tensing and paralyzed, as there's something attached to your leg that is causing this indescribable pain through you as you wake up from it. And as you kind of look up, you see Iahme there with this rage in her eyes as she's looking at you.
And what she's going to scream at you as she drags you out is, bring him forward. Now.
Can I act?
I'm going to have us roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. I don't know what the plan was, but this was not the plan.
This was not the
plan at all.
I
don't know
want
what the
all of
plan
you
is.
to roll for initiative, please.
Natural
15.
19, total of 22.
7.
21. I'm so frightened.
Silas, you rolling for initiative?
I got 15. Guys, we are half an hour in.
Yeah,
Look,
already. All right, Nico.
Dyer,
How do you
Dyer
respond?
is sorry. Dyer is sorry.
Well, my response would, first of all, Nico does not do well when he's startled awake.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it was pretty violent startling awake. Third of all,
Incredibly violent,
hurt.
incredibly painful.
Yep.
As
Like,
far as
just-
it is so instant that you think that you were currently being attacked by somebody trying to raid the camp.
Yeah. Nico will just, instinctually just, reach out with his hand. And I am casting Vampiric Touch at third
Whoa!
level.
Roll for. So because Iahme is trying to drag you out of the tent, I'm going to say you have to roll with advantage because she is actively holding you. So she is easily within reach. So roll with advantage for the attack.
Let's see. Okay.
Is it another natural 20 or is it?
Oh my god.
Oh, now I feel sorry. Oh, I feel sorry now.
Guys,
Oh,
we
no.
can't
Oh, no.
be doing this.
Why do we keep killing each other? I know most of the time it's my fault.
100% your guys' faults.
This is on me again. It's always on me too.
Okay, so is that a nat 20?
Yeah, it is a nat 20.
Double everything.
And I feel, oh my god.
If you're gonna kill her now. That is all I have to say. If you're going to kill her now.
She's not. I'm gonna say this right now, just because of how this is going. It's not going to kill you, no matter what it is. It's not going to kill you.
About that
207.
therapy we were talking about.
What's that?
About that therapy. Can I have it?
Yeah, right. For fuck's sake.
So we're gonna make a podcast after this, right?
Well, hold on. How close is?
Or
How close are they to me?
When you all walked up to her, she was at the tent.
Yeah. So you guys are right out, and you are just about to witness this happen.
Would you say within 30 feet?
Yes.
I'm gonna burn one of my charges
For what?
of my guardian emblem. to
Okay,
turn that
so it's
into a
not. It's
regular
not a
hit.
crit. It's not a crit then.
I forgot I attuned to that.
So my thing is not a crit.
Yeah, your attack
No
is not a
longer
crit.
I'm not built for this.
Wow, bitch, I was about to fucking heal. Thank you so much, Kazim. You know
I'll
what?
heal you, you're
guys
fine.
suck so badly. Well, fuck, now I gotta divide everything? Oh, fuck. Bitch, you fucking messed me up. I was
Sorry.
fucking counting.
I'm sorry, we're trying to stop people from dying.
We can't keep murdering each other, no matter how funny it is.
Look, her entire plan, so you know, is not to kill Nico. That is not part of her plan. She has told Silas this.
Yeah, you guys making fucking plans.
I got no
to
fucking
kill me
clue
in
what's
my
happening,
sleep.
dude.
No.
In
Thank
all fairness,
you.
Nico
Dragon,
doesn't know
Dragon.
any of this fucking plan. He just got woken up by shocking grasp and is now trying. To him, it's life or death. So Nico,
Okay, I'll make it clear. Silas knows the plan. Zephyr doesn't.
yeah, Zeph has no idea what the fuck is happening. Anyway, Nico, damage.
Yeah,
Hold
I'm
on.
fucking...
Is there a
Doing
plan?
math. Yes, there's a
Alright,
plan.
like-
15
Well, there was a
necrotic
plan.
and 3 thunder.
18 damage total. Please take 18 points of damage there. Iahme,
And
as
I heal for...
9.
I don't know how much. 9.
you heal for 9. So, all of a sudden, as soon as you grab Nico's leg to pull him out, you begin dragging him out of the tent, but you just see this bony hand wake up as you see one of the eyes just flash this bright blue as it's digging into your wrist, into the veins on your wrist, and it begins sucking out this kind of ichor out of your body and into him as you take that damage all of a sudden. As you look up and you see that anger in Nico, as you can tell he doesn't fucking realize who the fuck he's attacking right now.
Okay.
So, anything else you want to do there, Nico?
Oh, yes. Since Nico is not aware who the fuck it is, like, bonus action, I am absolutely, like, using Necrotic Shroud.
And all of a sudden, in front of you, as you see that black ichor coming out of your body into Nico's arm, into that bony hand, you're seeing this blue smoke pouring out of his eyes and out of that weird scar that he's had on his arm as it begins shrouding over him. As you see him kind of walk out and the skeletal wings kind of fling out of his back, you see this just angel of death. Please, all three of you, make a charisma saving throw.
I have advantage against being charmed, by the way.
I don't know if this is necessarily a charm. This is fear.
This is not being charmed.
That's fine. You said charisma?
Charisma, all of you.
So, Dragon, you know what I told you earlier that I got a nat 1 on my pre-game roll? Yeah, I got another one. That's 3 tonight.
Oh.
I got a nat 2.
Dyer?
Fuck me.
I got a 19 for a 25.
So everyone except for Dyer is terrified of Nico. And you must spend you're going to spend all of your movements moving as far away from him as you possibly can, because you have no idea. No, you have to move right now, move your entire movement away from Nico. You are fucking petrified of whatever just walked out of his tent.
This is my action, my bonus action.
Your action was the vampiric touch.
Vampiric touch.
And then the necrotic shadow was your bonus action.
Yeah, which, by the way, I last for 10 rounds, and yeah.
Now, because you did it after, it doesn't add the necrotic damage to what happened with Iahme. But yeah, you guys are terrified. So you can't really move because Iahme's got a hold of you still.
Yeah.
So you're still technically grappled, so you can't move. Is that all you want to do for your turn?
Yeah, like Nico, he's just like, he got woken up so suddenly. He's scared, he's hurt, and something is currently trying to just fucking violently drag him out of his tent, like out of fucking nowhere. Like, this is life or death situation.
All right, Iahme, what do you want to do?
She's going to, like, staring him directly down, not giving 3 fucks that he is just morphed into this ugly ass angel in her perspective. Still holding on to him, she's going to, like, make eye contact and say, I said, bring him out. Do not make me ask a second time.
Do you do anything else with your turn?
Let us, should I do it again? I don't want to kill, I don't want to kill Nico, because I am smarter than that. But honestly, she's, like, hella fucking pissed. So, let me read this real quick. Okay. She's probably gonna shocking grasp again.
Okay. Roll for... So because you already have a grip, you don't roll for the attack, but roll for normal damage.
Normal damage. And I do have something that will help me if I need it. It's when I roll the damage for a spell. I can roll my damage and then determine if I want to use it or not. I'm going to spend a point of sorcery and use my meta magic.
Okay.
To reroll that. Because that was not good.
She says she doesn't want to kill me.
She's trying... Dyer does not want to kill you. Iahme is trying to get her fucking point across. Okay. All right. That's fine. That is 12.
Okay, take 12 points of damage, please.
It was better than the 7. It was 12.
Roll for intimidation, Iahme, and Nico, roll for constitution with advantage.
Ooh.
Hey, Karma.
Hmm.
I need new dice.
Hmm.
I rolled another net 20.
Okay. What was
I'm
the
very-
total?
Yeah,
What was the total?
19 total for me.
19 total?
Let me-
Okay.
Yeah. I
Plus-
mean, I
plus
can't.
3, so
I don't
23.
have much higher than +1 to my constitution.
For a
So
saving throw?
23.
For a saving throw, yeah.
That was a saving
Constitution,
throw.
yeah.
That was a saving throw.
Yes, I have +1 to Constitution saving throw.
Got
With
it.
Charisma, I have +8 too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will do charisma because this would be in that time
Yeah.
where you'd get advantage on something. This would be charisma.
Oh, in that case, that's going to be 18 + 8, 20.
26.
20
So what did
something.
you get, Iahme?
23.
23. So, Nico, you don't fucking hear her.
Alright.
Anything else you do, Iahme?
Do I notice that I'm not being
You
acknowledged?
see no wavering in the blue spark you're seeing coming from where Nico's eyes normally are.
Okay. That's fine.
Anything else you want to do?
No, I think I'm good because
Okay.
I'm still holding on to them, so I
Yes.
think I'm okay.
Silas!
Gosh, what do we do?
We have to run away using our full movement.
No,
right?
it was just that one, that as
Just
soon
that
as it
one,
happened.
just that one.
You,
Yeah.
if you're feared, okay, I'm sorry. Roll for, roll for charisma at the beginning of your turn. So roll for charisma for me.
17.
What was the
DC 16.
DC 16? So you're no longer feared, realizing that it's Nico. You've seen this happen before, and you begin to kind of calm yourself. So now you are able to move forward towards Nico if you want to.
Oh my god, I don't know what's. Fuck. There's something I can do, but then I have to make a choice either way. Let's see if I can do it to begin. Right, Nico, wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
Well, this is going to be 17 + 4, 21.
bells, cool. Fuck. There goes
Well,
my other spell slot.
Well, he
I
decides.
got a plan.
I just want Karma to know that I
am literally being ganged up on now, right?
No, so here's what I was gonna do. I was gonna cast command on you, and then I had to make a choice whether the command word was gonna be summon or dispel.
What was that, Iahme?
I debated on using Dragon's Breath. Debated.
Damn.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't work. So I don't know what I do here.
Do you want
Fuck
a little
it.
bit of input of something that
No,
might come
I-
to Silas's mind that I don't think you're thinking of?
Message me.
All right.
Because I
I'm
won't
gonna-
lie, me as a player, I'm fucking frazzled right now.
I've got a really good plan. Don't worry.
Alright, okay.
All I can say is I'm so sorry. Dyer is so sorry. This is not the original plan, guys. Karma can tell you it was gonna
Yeah.
be funny. It was better than this.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I know.
So perhaps you'd say something. I don't know.
Well, see, I'm
Do
thinking,
something to stop this.
which is why I tried to cast command to get him to
On
summon
me!
Tami.
On the one who's was
yes,
being
yes.
attacked!
He was
Yes.
asleep.
No. Think of it this way, Dragon. For 2 seconds, if I force you to summon Tami, Dragon Lady no longer hit you.
Oh, but
Because
no.
Dragon Lady gets
Uh-uh.
one. That
I can tell you right now,
No,
he
no,
ain't
no,
coming
but
out.
Dragon, no, because if I was successful, you have to do what I tell you. That's the way command works.
One word. You have one word, command
Yeah.
word.
Summon.
All right.
Yeah.
Summon.
I can summon a lot of things,
Silence.
believe me.
What else do you do for your turn?
I'm going up bonus action rage, and I'm gonna like obviously I've used my action, but I'm gonna try and sort of get in between these two.
Roll for Constitution.
Yep, I figured that was gonna happen. That's fine by me. That is a 5 plus 6. That's 11.
That's a success. You feel that rage kind of bubbling up inside of you, but you are able to push it back.
And I will look at Iahme and just say, if Nico goes down, Tami kills us all.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
I want you to roll for persuasion, and Iahme, I want you to roll for charisma saving throw.
Doesn't matter. Don't bother. That's another fucking nat 1.
What the fuck, guys?
With your rage, you really can't hear anything other than what your rage that you're feeling towards Nico right now.
Okay.
I'm getting new dice. Fuck
All
this.
right, is that all you do?
That's all I can do. That's
Kazim!
literally all I can do.
What do you do?
I would like to dash. How far am I, first of all?
What's your
Well, you're
movement
within 30
speed?
feet.
50 foot flying, and then I can dash as a bonus action and an action, so I can go 150.
What's your normal but movement speed? Normal.
Walking?
Yes.
25.
You're 25 feet away from him then, because that's all
I
you're
would like-
required to use.
I would like to walk
Roll for
up to the-
Constitution saving throw, or no, charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Oh, yeah, baby. Dirty 20.
All right, you're good.
Hell yeah.
You're not scared of Nico anymore.
Disguise self. I'm Tami. I'm using my voice modulator because Kazim can sound like anybody to sound like Tami. Walk, walk, walk. What seems to be the problem here?
Roll for deception. Iahme, roll for charisma.
For charisma?
Yeah, this isn't a saving
You
throw.
want like
Oh.
so no saving throw, just straight charisma.
Straight charisma.
Okay.
I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours. 26.
Okay, so well, I didn't hear Iahme's. What is Iahme's?
22.
Okay, so Iahme, Tammy's just showed up next to you,
I got my hands on my hips like I'm a mom.
and it's even Nico. Tammy is standing next to Iahme all of a sudden.
What the fuck?
What's the matter with you guys? Knock it off.
He has a weird semi-Italian accent. What's the matter with you?
I don't remember how Tami sounds, but I
God.
sound exactly like Tami.
Yeah.
Just fucking listen to Karma, goddammit!
But yeah, Tammy has just appeared next to you, Iahme, and Nico, and even Silas. Tammy's just showed up. Is that all you're doing for right now?
Do I have a bonus action?
I don't know, do you?
Can I hold my bonus action to dash if this goes poorly?
Yes, you can.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
How far away is he?
He just
Ooh, can I
you just walked up to them, right?
Yeah, I would have just walked up.
Yeah, he's less than
Can I-
five. He is
Please,
within.
Please don't tell me you're within fucking.
He's next to Iahme.
Yeah, so
if
he's
I'm reading
within
the room
reach.
right.
Bonus action, actually, I'm going to channel duplicity
Okay.
right next to me. So there's another Tami standing
Okay.
on the other side of
So there's two Tammys. Very convincing Tammys standing right next to both of you. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, fuck me.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Nico, what would you like to do?
This is fucked. I hope you guys know that this situation right here. This
And you
is
guys
fucked.
did it
What the
all
fuck?
on
Yeah.
your own.
Here's
I'll
the
take
thing.
this one. This
Zeke
one's on me.
fucked up by doing it. Then Iahme attacked. I tried to get in the way and I failed. And you could have just summoned Tami to begin with, and this would have all been over.
No.
Mhm.
No,
Could
it
have
would
waited. I
not.
don't know.
It would've.
Y'all could have just fucking waited till the morning, perhaps when everyone's a little bit cool.
Well, but here's the thing. Kazim, fuck
I wasn't expecting a prank to start with you two killing each other. Okay? I put berries on my neck. How was I supposed to know that would immediately lead to shocking grasp, necrotic
Okay.
grasp, vampiric touch?
Okay.
Half your pranks end in party conflict.
Nico, what do you do?
Not half, all of it.
There's
I
two
mean-
Tammys standing right next to Iahme.
Oh, oh my god. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, in this situation, what Tami would probably most likely want me to do is to get the fuck out of the situation that I'm currently in, so that I wouldn't get further hurt.
Okay,
So
roll a
I'm probably
d20.
just going to.
Roll a d20.
Oh. 9.
All of a sudden, in your grasp, Iahme, Nico seems to just kind of evaporate and appear 10 feet away from you. Nico.
Oh, I was about to thunder step away.
Nico, all of a sudden, you just feel this weird... You've never felt this before. You just kind of see this shroud of smoke go over you as you vanish 10 feet away. Yeah, you have no idea what the fuck just happened to you, but you feel... You now, for some reason, know that's not Tami standing next to Iahme.
Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Because the only people that would, you know, purposefully like make themselves look like us in the, like, you know, a fight scenario are fucking doppelgangers.
Oh, fuck.
And I hate you because
I don't know about doppelgangers, so you're safe.
yeah.
I didn't think this through.
Oh.
I mean,
No,
I don't
you
know.
fucking didn't.
I don't need to convince
know about
Nico.
doppelgangers.
I just needed to convince Iahme.
Iahme doesn't know about doppelgangers.
Nico is
you're
so
fine.
fucking torn right now. He's so fucking torn. He is like, his chest is like, his heart is like fucking beating so fast, like it's about to fucking explode in his chest. And like, he drops. Oh, he wouldn't drop it. But he's going to look at his hand and like, almost as if like he doesn't want to. I'm going to release Tami. And that's a whole action, right? If I remember correctly. That's a whole action, yeah. And yeah, he's just going to like to reach for his dagger, and he's just going to close his eyes and just like summon him, I say.
Okay. So, in front of the three of you, all of a sudden, you see Nico just kind of evaporate and become more solid 10 feet away from you guys, as all of a sudden he pulls out this dagger and just slowly brings it down his arm as you see that blue smoke finally coming out. And you see that familiar form of Tami that is also right next to you, Iahme, standing there. And you see that, again, that cocky smile you always see on his face. And you
Do I see the cocky smile on anybody, on the other two?
I don't know, because you get, yeah?
Oh, yeah, for
100%.
sure.
100%.
Okay.
And they sound just like him as he just kind of looks at you and goes, now this was a poor choice. And I'm assuming that Kazim's fucking copies probably mimic him in an attempt to try and seem more...
The double is going to say, who was on first?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right. Iahme,
Oh.
what do you do?
She's going to brush off her dress because she's, yeah, and just kind of gaze at all three of them, but then look at the one that came from Nico
Mm-hmm.
and just say, "Council immediately."
Okay. Do you do anything?
That's it.
That's it?
Nope.
Okay. Silas?
I will get to my feet. And I will get in between Iahme and Tamiel.
Which one?
Still
Which one?
If I've seen Nico do that thing, I like even if these are still Tami, like that is.
You're fairly
The
confident
one
that the
Iahme
one
is
that
talking
came
to.
out of Nico's arm is the real Tami.
Yeah. If nothing else, the original.
Yes.
You know.
It could be that Tami is taking over Kazim's body
Oh,
permanently
gee.
and is just
Oh,
multiplying now.
Quite honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be fucking surprised
Yeah.
if it would go my way. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in between them. This fighting stops now, or I'll force you both to kill me first.
She already dropped her hands.
Yeah.
She just wanted to talk to him.
I know, yeah, but like I'm sort of standing in between, like so that she's on my left, he's on my right. So I'm not looking at either of them, but I'm basically just shouting that if this fighting continues, I will force everybody here to kill me.
Okay. Is that all you gonna do?
Yep, that's all I do.
Kazim?
I'm gonna say Tami is huddle up, and me and the duplicate are both gonna run in and try to like mess around with everybody's visions enough that we're shuffling. We're playing the ball cup game.
Okay. Okay. Everyone roll for disadvantage, or roll for perception with disadvantage.
Can I make a deception check
Yes.
to make that work?
Yes.
Possibly.
With advantage.
With disadvantage?
Okay.
Yeah.
really?
I'm cursed. I'm cursed. That's another nat one. It's just me. It's just me.
What happened? Get different dice.
I rolled a
Come on.
2 and a 20 back to back, baby.
Like a nat 20?
These are,
Nat
I-
20.
All right, what's
these
the total?
different dice.
28 total.
Okay. What
I
did-
can't
oh,
beat him with
Okay.
even no matter what I got. I can't.
None of you are sure.
Perception?
Yeah.
4 total.
Linking
I was
arms,
almost there.
doing the can. We got 3 Tammys in a row.
I was almost
None
there,
of
but
you are sure which Tami is the real one as they kind of begin walking around Nico. And are standing there.
Oh my god.
I love that Tami is just accepting this and going with it.
Oh.
Is that all you do?
I guess I have an action. Can I charm person? Can I try to charm person?
Yes?
Oh, that's way funnier though.
Don't make me roll again. I can tell you what it'll be.
I'm gonna make 10 gallons of cold water with create or destroy water directly above Silas's head to cool him off.
So all of a sudden, Silas, you just feel this kind of like this rain cloud almost, as you feel it coming above your head as it just starts pissing like a waterfall on your head, and you are just soaked. And you see one of the Tammys over there just go.
No, all 3 Tammys
Oh, yeah,
are shuffling
all
to
3
that.
of them are like.
you can't say the third one would. You can't say the third one would.
Well,
That's
I'm
up to-
pretty confident that Tami would laugh at that.
Anyway, is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's because I have to use my bonus action to make the duplicate move.
Okay, Nico, is there anything else you
Yeah,
want to do?
false life. I'm casting a false life. Fuck this.
So
Oh.
behind the line of Tammys, you do see that kind of blue smoke kind of coming over Nico as you see these holes almost of transparent skin begin popping up on his arms and stuff. As you see one of the Tammys quickly turn around and just kind of quickly put his hand back, almost to tell him like, relax. As he begins slowly walking towards Silas, as he puts that bony, disgusting hand on Silas's back and goes, I believe Nico would like to talk to you. But fear not. Murder is not what I intend tonight. As he begins walking past you towards Iahme.
I have a choice to make. If you two are going, we're all going. No one has any more secrets tonight. Secrets and trickery are what caused it. I will not let them be what end it.
As you're saying this, you see Tami just kind of stop in his tracks and kind of look up to the side a little bit as he turns his head back to you. And you see his eyes kind of shoot past you a little bit as he looks to Nico for some kind of confirmation.
he he would just like very slowly nod his head. Nico is more than likely aware now that it's Iahme and like the guys.
You are,
and it's like
as you're sitting there,
Yeah.
you've seen exactly what is happening. You see that Tami has begun trying to diffuse the situation. So I would assume that you probably, feel as if
Yeah.
maybe it's time to share. And you see, as soon as you nod your head, Tami just kind of looked down towards the ground as he kind of goes, well, there are nicer ways to ask for a conversation. As he looks over at you, Iahme, this kind of very, like, you see that death stare that he's got it and goes, but I feel perhaps a conversation is in order. Shall we? As he raises up his hand towards the fire, and it just fucking erupts into this huge flame and goes, please, sit. You can tell that he's trying his best to remain calm.
When he makes eye contact with her,
Okay.
but when he makes eye contact with her, she is going to just deadpan, like she gives no emotion,
Mhm.
stares directly back at him and goes, and there are better ways to handle rage.
What was that, Silas?
I walk up to the fire, cast Thaumaturgy to turn the flames bright green,
Okay.
Ooh.
As
and I stand next to the fire.
as Tami begins walking over to a log that him and Nico were sitting at before, as he kind of raises his hands, and you see a bit of moss begin to kind of grow over it, some divots, as he sits down as calmly as he can. You see all of a sudden evaporating in his hand is that pipe once again, as he sits down and is kind of eyeballing Nico and just motioning over for him to sit next to him.
Oh, he will like kind of like holding like where Iahme. She held his like ankle, but like he's going to like just like hold his side, and like he will walk over slowly to him and sit like next to him, like almost like so close that like for other people it seem uncomfortable. For Nico, this is the most amount of comfort he can currently get from anyone. Period.
Just to show that she is not holding a grudge toward Nico, she is going to cast Healing Word for him. It's within 60 feet, so it's more of
Yeah.
one of those kind of like wave motions.
Yeah, you see her almost kind of roll her eyes, as she's obviously not, like, you can tell that she's not mad at you, but you can tell that she's still in that kind of indifferent phase, as she's just trying to show there is no ill will. She just kind of waves her hand, and all of a sudden you start feeling that those burns that you had on your ankle that were searing pain begin to start slowly healing up. How much does he heal for?
13.
Okay, so you feel a lot of that kind of begins to kind of scab over almost. It still kind of stings as it went through, and you feel very sore from the aches and pains of your muscles all tensing up, but you definitely feel better than you did before.
Okay.
Okay, do you guys all sit down? What do you guys do? Good. Now, Silas, I know you're standing next to the fire.
Iahme will probably sit where she can see everyone.
Okay. Kazim, what did the two Tammys do?
They've been doing their best to mimic Tami this whole time, but they're like just a split second behind.
Yeah, so you see them walk over and wave their hand, and you're seeing just a slight behind. You're seeing, obviously, they're trying to mimic what he's got going on as they're sitting on the log next to him. As you see, they also don't have the pipe in their hand, so they're all just kind of standing there pretending to smoke on a pipe that's not actually in their hand.
Every now and again, they're both going to go for, one of them's going to go for bunny ears, and when he turns around to look at them, the other goes for it.
Okay. Nico, you're obviously seeing this happen as you're sitting next to the real Tami.
Oh man, Nico, he just woke up and he like all he wishes to do is just sleep. He is so done with that day already.
Now, I'd like to know why whatever hatred or anger you have towards me couldn't have waited for the morning. Because it's one thing to have an issue with myself. I get it all the time. I have no issues with that, and I understand. What I cannot stand is hurting Nico. So what is so goddamn important?
I would deem that changing and altering someone in vast ways would be important enough, wouldn't you?
You see him kind of sit up and goes, I've changed nothing about Draxto. You know nothing of what I've done to him. Yet you assume, because I've taken his ability to override your emotions, to override your sensibilities, because I've given you power over him, because I've given you freedom, you dare attack Nico?
You give me freedom when you're the one that put me in this position in the first place.
I could very
Your
easily
vessel-
take you out of it, if you'd like.
Your vessel means nothing to me. You should know that of all people.
And you see him stand up, and Silas, you see that the fire is beginning to grow a little bit, and goes, but he means everything to me.
Silas,
You actually care.
Silas will stand in between them, and with the axe of Tasha, draw a literal physical line in the dirt between the two. No one crosses the threshold. And again, I will cast Thaumaturgy on the fire to have it simmer down and begin sort of radiating like regular oranges and yellows.
You see him sit down and goes, what do you want, priestess?
I want what we came here for. The original agreement a creature like you has made.
Tell me, oh great priestess of the Platinum Dragon, great high dragon mother of Draxto, what creature must you think I am?
Honestly, I care not if you're ghost or fae or whatever have you be. But the deal you have made has been struck, and by changing the willpower, you have altered the agreement.
No agreement has been changed. Not with Draxto, at the very least. What I have done merely benefits my agreement with him. Has he told you this? Oh, benevolent betrothed of yours told you what the agreement was? Do you have any idea as to why his soul possesses your body? Perhaps you should ask him.
I would love to, but you see, I can't do that right now.
Have you asked him if he'd like to take control? As he kind of sits there in this kind of pay attention kind of... He's obviously trying to hint towards something that perhaps you didn't think of, as he's just kind of looking you as to like, go ahead. Ask him.
I wouldn't need to ask him if you hadn't altered your agreement.
He would just be able to do as he wishes. The thing that has driven you quite mad, waking up in brothels, waking up in unfamiliar territory, waking up in a land that you do not know, to an agreement to a being that you do not know. Do you have any idea why you're even here? No, because he has decided that for you. And I've simply given back some of that freedom to you so that he can no longer make those choices without your permission.
Then why not talk to me about it?
Because
instead of being this mind-filled, hate-riddled creature.
The point is not to punish you. The point is to punish him. You have no idea what kind of being that he is or has ever been. You decide what you know all.
Me here in the first place.
Punishment for you being here? Your parents have punished you before giving you to the Church of the Platinum Dragon. Have you any idea as to why Draxto has no betrothed? Every other dragon of the Isles of the Sem have one, except for Draxto? Do you have
And
any
how
idea?
do you know so much?
The same way that I know the activation word of your tent. I have been around for millennia. I have been around with knowledge and purpose for much longer than you have even thought of time existing. Why do I know so much about the Platinum Dragon? Because I've known Zymor myself. And Iahme, you immediately know, not only is that a name for the Platinum Dragon, that's specifically the name of the Platinum Dragon in his human form, which only the Church of the Platinum Dragon know.
Sorry, my dog is having a dream and it's
You're
ruining
good.
the whole mood. Anyway. Making direct eye contact with him. To the point where she is conveying the fact that, yes, she is sitting here calmly, but that she wanted nothing to do with any of this in the first place. She's going to tell him, I sit here captive by the deals you make with another being. And you tell me of the world that I was forced to be in? Like it's some sort of great all-knowing power that you, of all creatures living millennia, have such power over such tiny creatures as me. And you deem it not punishment?
Well, you're welcome to be freed of your punishment if you'd like. That's why I've changed nothing about Draxto. And you see him just kind of hold up his hand, and you see this little, it looks almost like a dragon scale, but ethereal, as you see it shimmering there, and you go, I still have the piece in which I've taken. I simply needed it to be able to fulfill my contract with him. And then you're free to do as you wish. No longer my burden, nor my problem. You simply need to ask if that's what you would like. I can separate him from you, and you no longer need to fear of his abuse that he gives you on absolutely every measure of the day. He simply gets his own feeling, and you get the feeling of power over him or with him. Your relationship with him means absolutely nothing to me. But this completes my contract, and my obligation to him and you are through.
Then tell me, what is your obligation to the vessel you have that you hold oh so dear?
This is information that I simply have no need nor want to share.
No secrets, remember?
I must ask, as he's looking at all of the rest of the group here, and goes, what power do you believe you have over me to learn of my secrets? What do you have in hopes that I would give you? There's no reason for me to share this with you. Absolutely none. Now, I can share with you my plans as to why I need the three of you. But my relationship to Nico is none of your fucking business. And you see this weird change into this, you can feel this murderous intent behind him saying that. Whatever the fuck his relationship with Nico, he does not want to share.
Tami, can I ask you a question? And can I get an honest answer no matter what it is?
Do you still look like him and sound like him?
Yes. Yes.
Someone with some sense of style.
The duplicate's saying the exact same thing as me, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though the duplicate is silent because that's how it's supposed to be, but it's mouthing the
we're
words.
Close enough.
So
it looks like it's saying.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. They're both saying it at the same time and goes, feel free.
Is Nico going to be your next reincarnation? Is that?
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'm using the proper vocabulary.
Absolutely not. There is nothing
Insight?
in this. Go ahead and roll for insight.
Oh, that's actually a decent roll. Too bad my insight is shit.
It can't be worse than my insight.
Never mind. 24. I didn't know I had a +6.
100% believe him. He is confident and goes, the next person or thing that is to be my, as you put it, incarnation, it'll never be Nico. Because I will never put him in such harm's way. And if I can afford it, no one will be.
Can he ask my next question, pointing to my duplicate?
Roll for persuasion.
Oh God.
13?
You see him go, I do enjoy you in attempting to lighten the mood, Kazim, and I will allow you to ask me a question, as I will answer any that I can. However, my relationship with Nico is off limits. Feel free, ask your question.
Okay, if I ask you a serious question, can I ask you a joke question next?
I feel like that might be needed at a time like this, Kazim.
Okay, serious question. Who was your past self? Follow-up question, are you or are you not an asshole?
I'll answer your joke question first. I absolutely am an asshole.
Put that in the books.
I've never denied that, and I do believe that's fair. And I sometimes forget who I was beforehand. What I do remember is I used to be a leader of the place known as Elderfall. I used to be a king amongst men, or Asimar, whichever you choose.
Do we know where Elderfall is?
Nope, none of you have ever even heard of Elderfall for some reason.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
you've heard about it from one book.
I don't know shit.
Yeah, but you don't. None of you
I've
know.
heard of it.
Yeah, you're the only one that knows that Elderfall is a thing, as a concept, but none of you know fucking anything about Elderfall.
Is your reincarnation, I'm still not even sure if that's what it actually is this a remembrance power?
Clever. Very similar, if not the same, I would say.
Is it like... Do you come back as Tami every time, or do you come back as the guy with Tami's memories every time?
I come back as a culmination of the memories of this soul in some shape or form, into some other shape or form, depending on what happens to my body and my physical form. It changes from time to time. This will be the, I believe 27th version of me compiling myself.
And I thought Karma was old, goddamn.
Look.
Silas, do you have any questions?
Pass the
None,
torch.
none he'd be willing to answer.
Do you know how much money is in my bag of holding right now?
I would say somewhere around the area of almost 150 platinum, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that's pretty close. You're a little low, but yeah.
Any other questions, Kazim?
I'm just worried if you have omnipotence or something.
Omnipotence, no. I've just been around for a very, very long time.
I don't know. Can you tell me any interesting tidbits about yourself that Lyra might like?
You can tell Lyra that you all should have gone for the scroll before it was picked up, because you would
It was
have
already picked up?
you would have learned more about me if you did.
Yeah, but you said we couldn't.
I said you couldn't touch it.
Then what would we have learned from it?
I guess
See,
we'll never know, Kazim.
Catch 22, starring Jonah Hill.
Who?
Huh?
Some random peasant.
It's a dwarf I used to know.
You see, you after having this conversation with Kazim, you see him kind of sit down a little bit more lax than he has been before, as he just kind of reaches his arm around Nico and just kind of rubs his back a little bit.
My duplicate's gonna go up and do the same thing to him.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh.
If you have questions or things you'd like to say to my face, now would be the time. I feel that Silas may be right, that secrets are no longer our best friends, and perhaps you should know some, but there are some I'm just not willing to give. And he looks over at Silas and goes, if you have something, the least you could do is ask.
Silas is just gonna stare into the fire for a while. And then cut his hand with Tasha's axe and look at his blood.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's blood.
Yes. Very normal blood.
And I will sort of take my fist and sort of squeeze it into the flame. I heard what I need to hear. I have no questions you'd be willing to answer. But you said it yourself. You need us.
I do. Very much
That
so.
is the power we hold over you.
I simply must mean that my mission becomes much easier with you. Not impossible, but much easier. And fortunately for me, especially you, Silas, our mission is nearly one and the same.
No. Your mission is one and the same with the orcs. Not with Silas Locke.
Silas Locke. No longer angry with Tharizdun? No longer angry with Paylor? Interesting. As he kind of looks at you with like these kind of suspicions on in his eyes.
I know what I am, Tami. I am Silas Locke, last of Clan Zenok, father of Rogan Locke and Dahlia, bearer of the flames of war, so that no one can light them, carrier of the flowers, protector of the anchors, and your worst fucking nightmare.
Silas Locke. Believer of my worst nightmare. And you see him kind of stand up and slowly begin walking around the fire, making sure not to cross the line. You don't know if it's out of fear or out of respect, as he kind of just simply says and goes, are you my worst fear, Silas, or are you the glue that keeps this small ragtag bunch of mercenaries together? And as he's saying this, you see Iahme all of a sudden you hear that kind of snapping of her bones as all of a sudden her feminine figure begins turning into that more masculine version of the elf, just kind of appearing. You see these kind of black eyes with the yellow slits in the middle begin sitting there as he's just kind of staring at Tami, and you see Tami stop moving as he's staring at where Iahme used to be, as he's staring at Draxto. And you hear Draxto's voice come through and say, what do you mean, separate us? And you see this large, wide grin go across Tami's face and goes, been waiting for someone to ask. As he pulls out that scale, and he looks at it and he looks at Draxto and goes, I've promised you a body and I can give you one. You simply have to say that's what you would want now, abandoning your vessel. The body is all of yours, to do with as you please. And you see Draxto's eyes kind of get wide, almost like agaped, as he's kind of looking around. you see him trying to figure out if there's something wrong. It seems almost too good to be true. As he looks at him and goes, "What kind of body?" You see Tami just kind of go, "You'll find out when you agree." But it'll be your own. No longer will you be held down by the consciousness of another. All of your own. Anyone gonna say anything?
You want an
Kazim
answer
looks
to your question?
What's that?
Do you want an answer to your question?
Who are you asking that to?
Tamiel.
Sure. I always enjoy
I walk right up to him and I give him the exact same smirk that he gives everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm both. I am the thing that holds these people together in your eyes, and that is why you fear me. Because if I walk away, you lose them. You need me more than I need you.
You see this kind of look of confusion on his face as he slowly kind of leans forward towards you and goes, "Fear you? Oh, my dear Mr. Locke, you misunderstand. I don't fear you. I respect you. I can respect somebody that can put their emotions behind you, especially one as, dare I say it, barbaric as you. Such hard to control those emotions, but you... the amount of control you have over something so traumatic and so fresh to you, I can respect. Purely because I've been exactly where you sit now, and my feelings were not as such."
You cannot respect without fear. You cannot fear without respect. You can think you have power over us. You can think you can do and say and go wherever you please. You're still the scared little boy. That's why you like Nico so much. You're one and the same. And I'll go into my tent. And before I do, I'll look at Draxto. When you see Iahme, tell her I need 5 flowers. And then I go in.
You see Tami just kind of sit there watching Silas walk off. And then he just kind of turns around to Nico with kind of a softer smile. Kazim, you see this, and he just kind of quickly nods to him, looks over at Draxto and says, "Well, Draxto, would you like your body, or would you like a moment to think to yourself about it?" You see Draxto kind of sit there, and you see this kind of... Kazim, you see this almost like fear in Draxto's eyes, as if he's not too sure what to do about it. And Iahme, for the first time ever, you feel this weird beckon for you to come forward.
Okay, following instinct, go with it.
You begin to start getting that hazy vision that you normally do, where you can only see through one of your eyes, but it's the weirdest feeling ever, as you can tell you're the person that's halfway in front. You've never felt this feeling before in your life. But you hear that voice in your head that normally is attacking you go, "I don't know."
Could I make an insight check on Tamiel?
Please do. What are you inciting? What are you trying to find out?
It really doesn't matter because that's a nat 1. I was gonna see if he was trying to. Is he fucking with Draxto?
You stopped listening after Silas walked away.
Ah. I'm probably still trying to get the berries off my neck.
Yeah.
Iahme is gonna ask him what the catch is.
You're gonna ask
Tami.
Tami that? The catch? Why? Why would there ever be a catch? He gets his own body as promised.
There's always a catch when it comes to deals.
The catch is that he has to live up to his oath. As a dragon of the Platinum of the Isles of Decem, he has the obligation to run his isle with his betrothed. And simply the catch is that he must fulfill that obligation. Perhaps not in the way that he would like to, but it will happen nonetheless. And
Why do you care if he runs the Isles with you?
why do I care? The Isles need the dragons. The Isles need the High Dragon Mother. There is no point to having a dragon go loose, to have to try and find another black dragon. Why not fix this one? And with the added benefit that I know for a fact that he will absolutely despise every second of it. Again, ask him why you had the opportunity to become his betrothed. Why hasn't he before? He's been around for as long as humans can remember, as long as ASMRs can remember, as long as elves can remember. He has been. But why are you able to be there? Where is his last one? What happened to the one before then? Do you even know? Did they even tell you what they signed you up for, Iahme?
They all died.
They were all eaten. He sends them off and faked adventures, waits for them, and then eats them. You didn't question that when you were sent to his island? Or I assume that they didn't even decide to tell you. They made it seem like some high position of power, some great honor. They knew
If you
you.
are as knowing as you seem, you would know that it is taught not to question.
That is the greatest thing they've ever taught their disciples.
Mm-hmm.
But now, simply, I have saved you from that. Saved you from the abusive, angry voice within your head, forcing him to work and fulfill the oath that he made to his own father, to his own mother. Simply doing what he has to. He's been putting it off for millennia, and I know he would enjoy nothing more than flying away, abandoning everything. I'm simply fulfilling my contract with him and leaving him be in the worst possible way he would love.
If it gets my Isles back to the way they need to be, then do it.
You see that smile kind of come across his face as that scale begins kind of spinning. And then as it spins, kind of morphs into this weird orb, like kind of symbiote looking liquid in his hand as it begins growing and growing and growing. And it's about the size of maybe a large dog, a mastiff maybe. As it's a medium, it's a fairly large mass now, and it begins growing this long tail. A good 5-6 foot long tail that seems to end in this kind of black spike almost as it comes back up to the top, and you see these scales begin to harden on it as you see the 4 legs coming out as these beautiful black wings come from the back, and you see the face of a dragon begin to being formed as it's laying there almost asleep, as you see the very familiar face of Draxto with the forward facing horns. As front, you seeing spikes all on the back of his head. As as Tami begins walking closer to you, and you see this small, what looks to be very small, for a dragon, pretty small. For a creature, pretty fucking big. Almost terrifying. It looks like he just spawned a medium-sized dragon into your guys' camp. As Tami begins walking towards you, and simply holds out his hand, waiting for you to take it.
She's going to take a deep breath. She's going to look over at Nico. And then look up at Tami. And say in Elvish, hoping that, the point comes across. I did not wish your vessel harm. Know that I saw him as I saw my Denalian. And I know that this is irreplaceable. And I do apologize greatly.
And you hear him respond in Elvish as he looks at you and goes, and I will never mean you harm, as I seem to be closer to you than you will ever believe. As he grabs your hand, and it seems to almost like you feel this weird separation from the inside, as if like you've been crowded in this space, as you feel it begin to release this pressure that's been inside of you, as you see this ball of light leaving your hand, as he quickly brings it over to the dragon and pushes it within its heart. You see it begin breathing. As you see the eyes begin to flutter open, as those familiar dragon eyes that you have seen in the mirror before of Draxto, as he kind of shakes off and looks around, and you see him kind of looking at his hands, and you just hear this kind of like Nico and Kazim, you hear this just growling. It just sounds incoherent, like nothing, but in your head, Iahme, you just hear, this is no body fit for a dragon. What is this? And you hear Tami just kind of sit there, and he just goes, I've given you a body. I never said I'd give you your whole powers back. That's where this obligation comes from. And you hear Draxto in your head, Iahme, and again in that kind of, wait, do you, Kazim, you speak, you speak Draconic, don't you? You're understanding this conversation then. As he goes,
Josh is muted.
Yeah, you speak Draconic, so you understand this whole conversation. And he goes, what do you mean it's up to her? I have no time for this. As he begins flapping his wings and flying off. And you see, as he's flying off into distance, and you see him just kind of disappearing, Tami just kind of looks at you and goes, grab your scythe. This will be funny.
She's gonna, like, hesitantly take the scythe in her hand.
All of a sudden, as soon as you grab the scythe, he just kind of evaporates around you. As he's just standing there, as you see him just kind of stop all of a sudden, as if he was in sudden movement and just stopped and goes, what is this? I go, now, you're with her forever, as you should be. Hold your oath, dragon. And, Iahme, if you care to give him a bit more freedom, simply hand him your scythe. And he kind of walks up to you, and he touches your scythe, and all of a sudden it just kind of splits into two.
Okay.
Do you hand it to him?
She's gonna look down at it, and then look over at Tami, kind of like, do I give him both? Do I give him
just
one?
the one. It only lasts for an hour, but I'm sure he'll appreciate the time.
She'll spin it in her hand and then hand it to him.
So you see the dragon kind of slowly reach up and kind of mouth the scythe as it begins kind of standing up upright, and you see it kind of turning into that dragonborn. And you see that dragonborn that was there before. Silas, you're not around, so you don't see this. But Kazim, you see that dragonborn from before standing in front of you. And you just hear Tami go, now, Draxto, simply will yourself back to your form that you enjoy walking around in, and you'll be fine. As you see him slowly begin morphing into that elven figure that he normally does. He's looking around, and he looks back up at Tami and goes, what's the catch? Why can I be like this? And Tami goes, catch? There is no catch. You get 1 hour. Do as you wish. Perhaps you wish to turn and venture forth to do something, but you get 1 hour. Because within that hour, you revert back to the lowly pseudo-dragon form. Back to your betrothed side as you belong. So enjoy this time, because anytime that you wish it, entirely up to her. Anything that you wish to do, you are no longer allowed to do on your own. You do anything that she asks of you. She has the ability to tell you no. The power that you've taken away from her ever since I put you in there. And Iahme, I must apologize. That was without thinking of one's self as to who might be in there. I took away your freedom without asking you, and I simply wish you no harm. I simply wish to give you back that kind of freedom, that semblance of freedom, and the position that you were so honored to take. Do with it as you wish. Help us, don't help us, but this is as the world had intended. And it brings me so much joy knowing that Draxto can't stand it. And you see Draxto kind of sit there looking at the scythe, and you see him white knuckling it as he goes to try and attack Tami really quick.
Can I block it?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna block it.
Okay, roll for Dex for me.
Fuck this shit. Just straight dex.
Mm-hmm.
That's an unnatural 20. That's not
Okay,
bad.
so Nico and Kazim, you see that Draxto is going to try and slash up at Tami as he's just standing there with that cocky smile, and you just see Iahme kind of flip her scythe around and catch it with the blade. And you hear Draxto go, "What are you doing?"
He has been gracious enough to give you some semblance of freedom. And this is how you're going to react.
And you see Tami just kind of peek from behind you. And he just openly says, "Also, might I interject with, without me, Draxto, you'd be dead." And I mean, that's the first time you've heard that he was supposed to, he could have been dead. You didn't know that, you don't, no idea what the fuck that means.
She's just gonna kind of like look over her shoulder at Tami, and then look over at Draxto and be like, "Be about your business."
You see Draxto kind of straighten up as he starts turning back into that Dragonborn, and you see him kind of go back into that pseudo-dragon form with the wings, and he just kind of flies off and goes. And you hear Tami just go, "I have a feeling that this is going to be very good for your two's relationship." Iahme, once more, I must apologize for allowing my emotions to get the better of me. I understand what I've done at first seems scary, seems terrifying, and seems malicious, but there are some things in this world that even one along with me just simply cannot handle in the moments. And I know I promised that I would be nice, and I'm so sorry that I've broken that trust. But I do hope you enjoy the gift I have given you.
I will do my best. If you will talk to your vessel and let them understand.
I'm sure he will understand. Now, I think it's time for us to go to bed. Anyone do anything before we go to bed? Anyone staying up? What are we doing?
Nico will stand up. He'll walk over to Tami. He's gonna just grab his arm and like he's dragging him to the tent. Fuck this. Fuck this.
She's
Gonna
going
have a
to
cuddle party.
bow. She's gonna bow really like low to Nico as they walk away.
You see, as you guys are walking to the tent, you see Tami kind of stop, look at you, Iahme, and you see him pull out this kind of what seems to be silver pendant, and you see him put it to his forehead as he goes for a deep bow, which you recognize is how most people are supposed to greet the High Dragon Queen. You don't know how he knows that, but that is a tradition that has been in your church forever, and for some reason he knows that.
That we only see on the island.
Yes.
This weird creature.
It only happens on the
Creature.
island for people that live under the High Dragon Queen, and for some reason he, not only does he know that, he has the fucking pendant that you didn't know would be anywhere else.
Okay. Heard.
As you guys walk into your tent. Kazim, are you staying awake?
I'm gonna finish my watch.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just started.
Silas, you heard a few things that was going on out there. You heard the draconic, you heard the weird transformations and stuff like that. Did you do anything? Did you peek out at all?
I'm currently meditating, trying to talk to Rogan.
To your son?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Karma, can I go get him the flowers? I'm
Yes.
gonna go get him the flowers. Okay.
Roll for nature.
I'm good at that one. Let's go.
Kazim, roll for perception.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
17.
So, I mean, you're able to wander off into the grasslands, and you do remember from earlier, even during the chase, you caught a glimpse at what seemed to be a bunch of wildflowers that seemed to match the colors that you were looking for. So, very quickly, you remember to be able to walk over there. Kazim, as you're sitting by the fire, you notice that Iahme, after she stands up from her bow, just kind of wanders off into the grasslands, and it's fairly dark. Do you have dark vision?
Does the
Kazim.
bird see?
Oh, no, I don't have dark vision.
Okay, so she just vanishes into the darkness behind the fucking tents. But yeah, you have no idea what she's doing. But fairly quickly after, I mean, you find all the flowers you're looking for. I'd say maybe like 20, 25 minutes later, you see her wandering back with some flowers in hand. And as you kind of sit there with the wind rustling over through the fields, the long wheat stalks that are there, what do you do with the flowers, Iahme?
She'll probably wrap them in a silver cloth and then lightly, scoot them into Silas' tent. Not looking, just, deliver the bundle.
Yeah. So Silas, as you're sitting there meditating, you hear that kind of very soft shuffle as you look at the front of your tent. You see that silver bundle in front of you. And then do you go back to your tent, Iahme?
Indeed, yes.
Okay. So I would say another 40 minutes later, you just hear that kind of whew, and you look over and you just see that pseudo dragon that was made before just kind of land there as he kind of looks at you with a gruff. As he goes towards the tent, and he just kind of you see him stop and think if he's gonna go inside, but then you see him kind of lay off to the side of it. He tries to go as far off as he can, and you see him go maybe 20 feet into the field and just kind of lay down in the grass.
I just imagine mentally it's no, fuck this bitch. I'ma lay in the grass.
Exactly.
How small is this pseudo dragon?
Small.
So he's this is a homebrew pseudo dragon. This isn't the normal pseudo dragon that's only like a foot or 2 feet long. This one, his body is about the size of like a mastiff. It's a large dog with a very long tail. He's pretty fucking big.
And he's asleep in the grass?
Yes.
Don't fuck with the dragon.
I'm not going to fuck with the dragon. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. You don't understand.
You're gonna have your hand fucking chomped off, man.
He's already grumpy. Let him sleep.
I just want to pet the good boy.
Is he a good boy?
No, but I'm going to get a lot of jokes out of that.
Because he just wants to boop the snoot, man.
Okay. Do I notice anything on my watch? Anything specific or fun?
Roll for perception for me again as we continue going forward through the night.
Exact same roll, 17.
I mean, you hear some rustling coming from the tents. You assume it's from everyone just kind of shifting over. So not really anything going on.
Then I'm gonna fuck with this barrel.
Okay. So you pull out the barrel.
Wow.
and you knock on it 3 times as it would, and boom, this large barrel of fish is in front of you.
I'm gonna knock on it to make it shrink again.
Okay, so you hit it on the side one more time, and it shrinks down a lot.
I'm gonna walk it about 10 feet away from. I don't want to wander off into the grass alone. Fuck it. I'm just gonna dump the fish out on the ground. I mean, knock, knock, knock. Push it over. Flip it back up when it's empty.
Okay, so you dump the fish out, and there's a good amount of fish in there. And you notice, as soon as it all kind of comes out, there seems to be a lockbox on the bottom of it. Just laying on top of the pile of
Yoink.
fish. Yep.
Checking this out later. First, the more important thing in my mind, knock on it again.
Okay, you knock on it, and it shrinks down.
Knock, knock, knock.
It comes back up, and there's no fish in it. It's just a large barrel now.
Cool. Just making sure it wasn't an endless barrel of fish.
I mean,
That was my first conclusion.
okay.
Oh, I'm gonna solid snake so much with that. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. How small is it when it's shrunk? Is it like
When it's shrunk,
keychain?
it's tiny.
That's gonna get me out of so many situations. Okay. This lockbox. I'm gonna do a quick detect magic.
Okay.
Do I sense anything fishy?
You detect magic on the inside of it. And it is. I'm sorry.
Is nobody gonna yell at me for saying fishy?
I was gonna wait for
I
Carmen to
giggled.
finish.
Yeah, I giggled.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, what is that called?
Evocation, transmutation, divination, enchantment.
I wanna
illusion.
say it's-
Illusion, abjuration.
It's not abjuration. What would teleporting be?
That would be typically evocation, I believe.
Okay, then it would be evocation.
That's mutation, isn't it?
Is it? I don't think it was transmutation, but
I'm looking it up.
because it's not actually like teleport. It's a form of it.
Teleportation,
Conjuration.
conjuration. Yeah.
The one we didn't mention. Like,
The
the only one.
Yeah. It's the least important out of all the schools, except
it's the
for
one in-
all of those.
If you studied conjuration in school, you're the equivalent of a theater kid.
I'm wrong. It is transmutation. It is transmutation.
It is transmutation.
Yay! I'm gonna I'm gonna search for traps in this lockbox.
Okay, roll for investigation.
Dude, it's gonna tell. There's gonna be something in the box that comes out like a fucking Pokeball.
22.
Okay. As you look at it, looking it over, you're not seeing any kind of traps or anything.
I would like. Is it locked?
Yeah.
I would like to unlock it.
Sleight of hand.
Oh, baby, with a nat 16, that is 25.
Okay. So as you kind of mess with it a little bit and you put your tension rod in there, you start picking at the lock and you hear like click, and it pops open. Nothing happens. As you bring the lid open, you see that there's this small, what seems to be like bracelet of some kind. It just looks like solid gold, maybe just a simple band, but you do see like there's this yellow, like we want to say topaz or some kind of just simple stone that it doesn't. It looks very simple and very basic. It doesn't look like anything spectacularly special.
The holy grail of bracelets, just so you know.
Is Iahme still awake?
I don't know. Is Iahme still awake? This is about 2 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, the way she sleeps, she's doing her little meditation.
She is
practice.
semi-conscious at all times, pretty much. So
I'm gonna take a couple of the fish and just like one by one toss them outside of her tent until she comes out and bothers me for bothering her.
so roll.
Oh my God.
Iahme, roll for perception.
Bother me for bothering her.
See if I notice the fish.
Yeah.
That's at 17.
So you do hear, you're sitting there and you're meditating as you normally do in your tent, and you're very, because you as you know, the silk is very fairly soundproof, but you swear you just hear this very light thump, thump, just outside your tent. Thump.
She's probably gonna open the flap speaking Draconic and be like, I swear to God, you just got separated.
Kazim, roll for attack.
Oh.
What do I add to this?
Your
Am I proficient? Am I proficient with throwing fish?
Dex.
Dex.
Add Dex to it.
12.
Iahme gets slapped in the face by a fucking fish.
You.
I was saying you were gonna aim off to the side, but if you missed, you'd hit her in the face with a fish.
All right.
So as soon as you open up that tent, you're like, I swear to poo. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, my bad. Can I ask a favor?
Are you going to slap me with another fish?
Not unless you say yes.
What do you want, bird?
Oh, I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that because I need your help right now. I've got I've got this thing that I just found, and I really don't want to wake up Silas. I feel like he's gonna yell at me. Can you detect if this object is cursed? Full disclosure, you're not allowed to have it, whatever it is.
I want to point out Silas is awake at the moment.
Are you?
What are you
Yeah.
having issue with
Yeah.
exactly?
I don't want to take my odds with Silas. He was on first watch.
Silas, are you awake? Have you slept at all tonight then?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
And what is this object that you have an issue with?
I just need you to tell me if you can detect curses on it. It is a bracelet that I just found. If you can tell me what it does, that'd be great, but I can figure that out on my own as long as I know it's not cursed. I really don't want to have to run into Archmage and be like, hey guy, help. You know?
Wasn't there one point when Tami told you he would help you with these things?
It's been 3 weeks. Was there a point where Tami told me he'd help me? Okay. Is that a no?
I do not have an object to help you, but if you want me to wear it for a moment and then give it back to you, that's fine.
If you're cool with a curse, I'm cool with that. I just need to get it back.
I'll bear it. She just kind of holds out her hand.
I'm assuming it's a slap bracelet.
Oh my god.
It's a fucking bangle and he just fucking cracks my fucking wrist.
Okay.
Alright.
As soon as you put it on, roll a d20 for me.
Aye, Captain.
Oh no.
What kind of exit was that? That is a 10.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen.
Mm,
Can I roll insight for myself to see if there's anything?
Sure.
I know myself pretty well. Oh, that is a 19. That's not bad.
Nothing really feels off about it. Just, you don't really feel much from it, actually.
I'm gonna do a funny since he decided to play dead. So I'm gonna cast Alter Self and I'm gonna give myself leprosy.
I was gonna say, like, make yourself look like you're rapidly aging.
Myself leprosy.
Okay, so all of a sudden in front of you, Kazim, actually roll for deception for me. And Kazim, roll for perception with disadvantage.
I would like it on the table. I could tell that she cast Altered Self with my Detect Magic that is still up for another...
Oh, yeah,
That's
you
fine.
just all of a
Few
sudden,
minutes.
you see this little puff of alteration magic in front of you as all of a sudden these large boils and patchy dry skin begins coming all over her body, and you're seeing like what seems to be disintegrating skin on her arms.
And then I'm gonna
And-
take off the bracelet and hand it back to him. Be like, okay, it's fine.
Can I roll deception to make her believe that I believe her?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, she's literally just gonna take it off and hand it to be like, I'm fine. Here you go.
Yep.
I want this to go like 30 deep. I'm gonna slap the bracelet on.
Okay, roll
I
d20.
guess.
You
Not
got
one.
a natty.
A nat 1?
Natty
got
one.
Roll
Natty one.
roll a d4.
Oh god.
Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
He's
4?
teleported to the
You got a 4?
thing.
Okay,
4?
so in front of you, Iahme, for some reason, he just kind of gone, and Kazim, you just kind of outside of the tent, directly behind it for some reason. Roll a
She's just
d20
gonna-
again.
Drop alter self and like look around for a second.
There's another
and
nat
close.
1.
Another nat.
Roll a d4.
What?
Oh my god. What the fuck?
What is it? 4?
No, another one.
A 1? Okay, so all of a sudden you do, and in front of you, Iahme, all of a sudden, boom, he's just in front of you again.
It's just directions. North, south, east, west.
Roll another
Oh my
d20.
god.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. 7.
Okay. So you are fine. You don't teleport anymore.
It's
I would like
have a
to
teleporter,
attune
right?
to this item.
Okay.
I
Thanks.
wonder if it protects you. She gets this like weird little twinkle in her eye.
Do you want a ring of protection? I've got one of those that I'm willing to part with.
Can I roll insight to see if there's anything shady about this? Offering me something.
Go ahead.
That he doesn't offer people things.
Go ahead, and Kazim, you could roll for deception or perception or persuasion, whichever you want to do.
Oh, that's a nat 20. I'm sorry.
I mean, I got a nat 20 as well.
28?
That's 26.
Okay. Seems up and up.
Just if you don't.
You
want
also have
something,
such
just leave it
godly,
in.
insane rolls. What the fuck? You have so much plus of fucking everything. What the fuck?
Dude.
I don't have any negatives.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Did I tell you roll for perception? Roll for insight, actually.
Oh, insight.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll then?
Well, no. Did you use that roll with your insight?
Okay. Then it's 23, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Seems legit.
She's gonna be like, if you don't want something, just leave it in a pocket, and just go back to her little area.
I'm gonna start putting fish in the pockets while I attune to this ring. I assume I can attune to it.
Yes.
Okay. Oh fuck. Guardian Emblem's gone again, guys.
It was just so useful.
It was nice for that one round.
So, while our group is bedding down for their actual sleep, and Kazim is filling pockets with fish, I am gonna say we're gonna take our break right there, guys. We'll be right back. And
Nice.
yeah, as we were, everyone was bedding down. Kazim was. I'm assuming Kazim is finishing his
Fishy business.
Every
Yeah.
single one of those pockets has a fish in it.
I don't think there was not enough fish to do that.
No.
That's a lot of pockets
It's a
because that was
fuck-
a
Yeah.
barrel
It's
filled
a
with fish.
fuck ton of pockets.
You weren't here, dude.
It's a
Like
fuck
this
ton
tent
of fish.
on the outside looks tiny, but on the inside it's like
It's pretty big on the inside.
Yeah.
I didn't go inside. I was just
And-
filling the outside.
Lined with pockets.
Anyway, as we were, Kazim is finishing his watch, and Silas, I'm assuming you went to bed at some point, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay. As the sun begins rising, Silas, you're going to be sleeping in a little bit because you apparently were awake at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And
Yeah.
so the sun is beginning to come up, Kazim, for your watch. It was a very relaxing kind of night. Nothing seemed to have happened. Roll a d20 for me.
7 again.
Okay. Good to know. Um,
Mm.
So as no, that wasn't for it was for something else. But as you guys are beginning to wake up, I'm gonna assume that Iahme is probably the first one awake. As
Cleaning up the goddamn fish.
Yeah.
And setting up my.
yeah, you wake to you kind of come back to full consciousness with that horrific smell of fish in your tent. No idea where it's coming from, and you begin looking through your pockets to realize there's so much fish in here.
I'm gonna put every single one of those fish in a circle around his fucking tent.
Roll for investigation
Oh my
with
God.
advantage for me.
Hold on. Let me scroll down, and then I'll do it again. You said investigation?
Investigation.
Unnatural 20.
You're fairly certain you got all the fish. You're pretty sure.
If anything, I'll just send the dragon in and he'll...
As all of a sudden, Kazim, as you wake up, you see Iahme coming out with armfuls of fish that she's just now putting around your tent. As she drops one load and goes back into her tent and picks up another load and drops it by your tent.
When she has her back to me, I'm going to, as deftly as I can, pick up one of the fish and try to, like, I'll net it into one of the buckets.
Oh my god.
You can't, they're on the inside of the fucking bag.
Damn, I thought they were on the outside. Okay, that's my bad.
I'm gonna set up my circle.
Holy fuck, hold on guys, hold on. I had to stop everything, I'm sorry to interrupt this, but Ryzar just tipped $100 because he's a fucking lunatic. What the fuck, dude?
Wait, what?
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 Yeah, what the fuck?
Nat 20, baby.
Jesus
So
Christ, Rye.
Ryzal sent me a message, higher or lower than 10 on a D20, and he'll do something stupid. I said higher, he got a nat 20, so you're welcome.
Well, shit.
Well
Thank you,
then.
Ryzard. Fuck. Okay, I'd like to address that
Wow.
more. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ, Ryzard. That's too much, buddy.
Hi, Ryan. Welcome back.
Thank you for paying for Tales of Ethyl on Spotify.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus Christ.
Hi,
Rock
Sam.
it up, baby.
Anyway, as we were before, she's finishing that last armload of fish going around your tent, and Nico, you begin waking up as well as you hear the kind of what sounds like a lot of things dropping on the ground at once.
No. I was just like, kind of just like get like those, the sleepy things like out of your eyes, like just kind of lift my face and like just like turn my head like outside of the tent, just like sleepy, like groggy, like I'm just fucking looking like what the fuck.
Okay.
Did I see all the fish?
Yeah, as you walk out, you just instantly get hit by that smell of fish as you kind of look over and you just see this huge pile of fish right next to Kazim's tent.
Do I see Nico?
Yeah.
She's just gonna stop with an art like the last little bit of fish and just look at Nico and be like, I see your feathered friend got the barrel. And then drop the last load and walk away.
Oh my god. This is too early for this. This is definitely too early for this. This is no. Oh my god. I'm gonna get out of my tent, stretch my limbs, cracks as soon as he moves. Anything, just crack, crack,
Yep,
crack.
just Sounds like popcorn. As all of a sudden you guys, Iahme, as you drop that last load, you look off to your right side and notice that Draxto is getting up from his spot kind of further away from the camp as he begins kind of sniffing the air and looks over and sees what you're doing, and he slowly just begins walking over and just kind of grabbing a little fish, and he kind
Oh my
of
god, it's
walks
fucking
up.
toothless. It's fucking toothless.
He just kind of walks
It's-
away with his fish in his mouth.
She's just gonna like brush the front of her dress and get like the shit off of her and then just go over and finish her circle.
One morning without anything happening. Is this so much to ask for? I say as I stand like in front of Kazim's tent, just looking at all the fucking fish around it.
By now, there's a couple of fish in your tent, Nico.
Wait, what?
Roll for stealth there, Kazim.
Oh, baby, you know I will. Oh, that's a 12.
Please tell me
His
he breaks
passive
them.
perception's 11.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I rolled a 9.
My passive sucks so badly, you know that, Josh.
That's amazing.
I'm not gonna laugh. It's fine. Anyway.
Nico is going to spend as much fucking time as it gets, just like folding his folding his tent back, like looking for those stupid fish, just like
Roll for
putting it back
investigation.
together. I swear to God, if it's going to be like just one fucking investigation, 17 total.
Okay, you're pretty sure you got all the fish.
No, investigation, 19 total.
Oh, yep, you're fairly confident, yeah. You think you got all the fish.
Oh god.
Oh my God, ew.
And when it's fully folded and we're putting it back on the cart, slowly just gonna slide another fish. Items to fold.
The cart? It's not in the cart, baby.
You're not putting it in. Oh, you're putting
Every
it in your
single
net.
of my
Okay.
fucking.
Okay.
You bitch.
Everything else
Yeah,
is
good
in
luck.
the
Good
US.
luck getting to that.
I would say it's a good, like, maybe hour or so of you guys, fucking with these fish and putting the tent before you start hearing the rustling coming from Silas's tent. Silas, as you wake up, could you roll for perception for me?
Please don't notice any of the fish. Please.
Like week old fish at this point.
Sorry, guys, that's a 22.
Okay. Silas, what do you put around you in your tent while you're sleeping?
It's honestly probably pretty bare.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you lay down next to you or in your tent or anything like that?
Like, I probably have my weapons on the inside, and like, I think the flowers would be on the inside. I think the only thing I'd have outside is if I have a look. I've got, yeah, like I'd probably like keep my my javelins on the outside.
Okay. With your perception, you noticed that you looked at the flowers last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
2 of them are missing. And yes, there's fish in your tent. There's at least 2 inside your tent.
Thank you.
Do they look workable, or are they?
Yes,
like,
they look like they were freshly fished out. Which is super confusing because there's no lake in walking distance to where you guys have camped, so you don't know where the fuck they came from.
Wait, those fish are preserved? This barrel preserves fish?
Oh my God.
There's no lake in the area, and if I know there's no lake in the area,
You
then
know
I'm
that there's
just
a
gonna-
lake in the area, but you also know it's about a day's walk to get it.
Yeah.
So
they wouldn't have got. Okay, so yeah, all right. I put the fish outside the tent, and I'm looking for those fucking flowers.
Okay. Roll for investigation.
One. Investigate. It's only a 13.
Yeah, you kind of walk around the camp trying to find them, but you don't see you see the similar ones out in the field, but you don't see those picked ones anywhere around the camp.
Do I see Iahme?
Yeah, you see Iahme. You see her kind of like pulling out a bit of water from her canteen as she's pouring it on her arms, trying to brush off and wash the fish scales off of her as you get that hit with that overwhelming smell of fish as you look over at Kazim's camp or tent and you see that there's just a mound of fish right next to it.
I'm gonna go over to her, kind of kneel down, start, washing the wound on my hand and sort of like basic hand wash, and 2 of the sets of flowers you gave me last night are missing.
Which 2?
Would I know specifically which 2?
What all did you give him?
She would give him specifically the flower for his wife, the flower for his child, another flower just slightly color different from the one for the child, since he named off another, and then 3, like she would have given him an extra one, but it would have been just a regular common flower.
So the one that's off color from the child and one of the common ones.
One slightly different than the 2 others, and one of the sets of the local fauna or flora that you fetch last night
I can
have both
replace
gone
them for you
missing.
if you wish.
I appreciate it. Part of my concern is who was in my tent last night.
Well, I can certainly tell you that it was not your feathered friend. As you can tell by the mound of fish.
If you happen to learn anything about it, would you let me know?
Of course.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna look to see if anything's been cooked whilst I've been asleep.
Has anyone cooked anything, or are we just fucking with the fish?
Oh, we're fucking with the fish.
Okay.
I've been setting up the circle as well, so
You know, 2 days ago, Nico made him like, attempted to go look for be useful. Like when there's so many fish that he has no idea, first of all, how to prepare, how to cook, whether they're fresh or not. Other than the fucking bad smell there it is, like no, Nico is he can't do shit like that.
Nope. No one's cooking. No one has made a fire. Nothing, Silas.
Alrighty, then I'm gonna go grab my javelins and go hunting.
Well, you're not having fish for the morning? All right.
Uh,
I gave you so much food. All right. Roll for nature or survival for me.
I'll go survival. That is a 19.
Okay, so as you go hunting along the kind of fields that are around here, you do pull out bits of rope that you have. You know that a lot of the game out here is a bit smaller, but you do notice that there is another one of those kind of medium-sized like field hogs that are fairly common around these parts. You also found a fox that's kind of roaming through. You found like a little group of foxes that are roaming through the large wheat fields that are around here.
We've had a lot of boring pig. Let's have some fox today. We're getting a bit of variety.
Okay. Roll for an attack for me.
That's 18.
Okay. Very easily, you're able to kind of stay low enough in the wheat so the foxes don't see you. It's also kind of hard to see them, but you are noticing where the stalks are kind of dividing. So with how much time you've spent around these areas, you're able to easily predict where they kind of are in the actual wheat based on the height of it as you throw, and you hear that kind of quick little as it and you walk over and you notice that there's a fox down as you kind of crouch again, and you see one of them that was kind of running. Roll for an attack again.
It's getting worse. 17.
Once again, you're able to kind of slowly chase after what looks to be another fox as you get close enough to be able to pop up and throw another javelin. And again, you hear that just kind of silent as it sticks into the ground as the javelin is pointing up out of the wheat, and you manage to get yourself 2 foxes.
All right.
Fairly
and
decent
I
sizes
will-
and definitely enough for all of you to eat.
All right. I will take those and take them to go cook some breakfast.
Okay. So as you are very familiar with these areas, you kind of are able to see where some herbs and stuff would be growing in these fields, as you're very easily able to pick up all the different kind of herbs and seasonings that you would normally use. You're able to find some like pepper stalks, as you're able to bring up some peppercorns that you're able to grind up in a mortar and pestle kind of thing that you're able to kind of easily put together. As again, you've done this hundreds of times before. As he comes back to your guys' camp with a small little pouch of like herbs and spices and stuff, as he sits down and gets a flat stone as he begins working the foxes and skinning them and cleaning up the meats and stuff and chopping it into smaller pieces as he throws it onto a fire that he's already started with a stone on top to start cooking it. You also managed to find some potatoes that you're able to kind of quickly dice and throw on there as a kind of more hearty side for you guys' breakfast. And it smells fantastic as you guys are smelling that delicious black pepper being cooked on it, and you're smelling the different kinds of herbs. It feels like he's in his element for this, which is nice to see for you guys.
Nico, I think he will, as he sees Silas like preparing the food now that he's back, I think Nico would actually go with the horses and feed them and like brush their manes, like if there's like seems that the hair is just like, you know, getting too much everywhere, like he would braid it up quite tidily actually. And you know, just make sure that the horses are taken care of.
Sure, roll for animal handling.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. My animal handling is only +1. 19 total.
Okay, so
I was
yeah,
hoping for more.
you're able to go over there and you're brushing their manes and stuff. And you see that they're very calm and kind of pushing into you as if they're welcoming the affection, as because you guys have been adventuring with them for quite some time and keeping them safe and feeding them and braiding up some of their hairs. Yeah, you were able to feed them a couple carrots and apples that you guys just kind of had stored.
Yeah, because we have quite a long way back still, and like it's going to be, well, depending like how close we're cutting it to the deadline that we're kind of hoping to avoid, there might be in a little stress soon. So he's making sure that they are well taken care of.
I mean,
he misses hazelnut, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, as this is happening, you kind of still hear that kind of chomping as you look behind you and now notice that Draxto is kind of like face first into this pile of fish as he's just kind of eating it, noticing that none of you have gone for any of this fish. So he's just decided, fuck it, I'm eating all of it then. You're muted.
Muted.
Sorry, he also laid on stuff, so.
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna walk past him and just kind of be like, thank you for cleaning up.
You don't hear, he just kind of grunts, obviously still kind of upset about last night as he just kind of continues eating.
She's just gonna kind of look at him and like think about like patting his shoulder, but then just kind of take her hand back and walk away.
Okay. It's weird, as you're thinking about patting his shoulder, you see him kind of shift away from you as if he knew you were going to do that.
Just kind of that nod of, all right then, still an asshole, got it, and walk.
Kazim, what are you doing?
I think I'm just getting the cart ready to roll.
Okay.
And if I have any adhesives or rope or anything, I'm definitely strategically hiding fish on the cart so that we get the smell in a couple days.
Okay. Roll for sleight of hand.
That is an 11 on an @3.
You can put them in a couple places, thinking that they're going to be... Obviously, there's a couple tails dangling down. You think it might be good, but, I mean, you're pretty sure someone's going to see it. But, you know, it's best you could do.
Cart's ready to go when we are.
Well, I've seen him doing that.
Yeah, 100%. You just kind of look over as soon as he says that, and you see the fish tail like dangling from underneath the cart, and you see another one kind of stuffed up in one of the side
like
rails.
Truck nuts.
Yeah, you see one that's literally looks like it's just glued to the side of it. It like not even hidden. He just kind of stuck it on there. You see another one that's kind of like glued to one of the spokes of the wheels. You can tell he tried to hide it, but he did a terrible job at it.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. We'd attract wolves or bears or something worse.
Or have a dragon that wants to eat the cart.
Wait, what?
Dragon's more
what
concerned with people eating people in the cart.
No, as you literally see the dragon eating the pile of fucking fish.
But he's a cute little guy.
He hears that, he kind of stops, and he looks at you, and you just hear this... And you see this black smoke kind of come out of his nose as he just goes back to eating.
Those fish are a gift from me, cutie.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking cousin has a death wish.
You hear him kind of, as he's chewing, in Draconic kind of look at you and just go, then you won't be my snack today.
I don't think Draconic has a word for it, but I am going to try to spell out the word cutie pie.
Oh my god.
Did I mention he's an asshole? She's just gonna look at him, be like, "Bad dragon, eat your fish."
Which one of us is the
Weirdly
asshole?
enough,
Or is it... both of us.
When you say bad dragon, you point at him. You see him trying to like snap for your hand, but he stops halfway through and can't. And you see him like trying to chomp down, and it looks like there's some kind of wall around him as he kind of sits back down, and you see him kind of cocked, and you just hear that black smoke billows out again as it just goes back to eating the fish.
He's a good boy. What can I say?
All right, she's gonna tell them that the circle is ready, and then go sit at the circle and do her little thingy.
I am gonna hand out the plates of food, still with the two spare that I leave at the fire, and I'm not gonna eat mine. I'm instead gonna go over and give it to Draxto.
As soon as you start getting like close to him and you put the food down, you see him just kind of stop, and you see him kind of slowly look over at you with this kind of glare, and you see him like putting his head down as if he's just waiting for you to do something.
You may be an individual whose personality I find rather detestable, but even you deserve better than raw fish. And I'm gonna go to the circle.
Do you speak Draconic?
No, I do not. I'm learning, though.
You just hear this weird kind of guttural growls coming from him, and Iahme, you hear, "I don't need your pity, orc," as he goes back to eating his raw fish.
She's just gonna kind of take a deep breath and then slightly mumble, knowing that he probably can hear her. Take the courtesy as it comes. No one is pitying you. You are not deserving of the pity.
You hear in your head, "Keep your mouth shut, temptress."
She's literally gonna stand up and brush her dress, kind of aggressively, and then turn to him and be like, "And what will you do about it, oh great and mighty one?"
You see him just kind of get on all fours again as he's kind of looking towards you, and he's going to slowly start walking up, and you see that acid begin building up in his mouth as it's dripping down on the ground onto the ground. You guys are all hearing the sizzle as it's dissolving the stones beneath him as he kind of begins welling up that acid to go forth, and as soon as he's about to release it, you see it just kind of quickly, it doesn't work. You see him stop for a second, look around, look at his hands, and he just kind of starts walking off back into his spot that he was before out in the field.
Little guy got defanged.
Oh my god. Well,
He's gonna kind of
since
ha, and he thought he deserved pity.
I'd like to get back on the road pretty soon, if we're done with our business around here. Nico says
Shall I-
as he's sitting on the carriage, the reins in his hands, he's ready to drive.
I'm imagining Nico being like, "Hurry the fuck up, motherfuckers! I got Freya to see."
Am I rebundling your flowers then?
I've told you before, I have no one to mourn.
Apart from the friend that we lost, and I'm gonna go to the circle.
She's not lost.
She is not here. Where she should be.
Of her own choice. Remember.
A choice she shouldn't have had to make. No one should be put in that position.
Nico's going to look the other way, and he's going to wait for everyone to be done.
Okay. Anyone do anything, or are we just moving on?
I'm burning the 2 common flowers. So the ones like for
Mm-hmm.
I assume Dahlia, Zara, and Rogan I'm keeping, but the
Mhm.
2 new sets I'm burning them. And you good if I message you what name I whisper?
Okay.
I will probably get the spelling wrong, so I apologize.
Iahme is gonna kind of look over at Nico on the cart. Take the single flower that she has, wrap it in a purple silk, and sit it beside him on the cart before she gets in.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick it up and take a look at it, and he'll take it. Puts it away safely.
Anyone else doing?
Kazim, do you do the circle stuff?
I'm gonna assume not, because Kazim has walked away every single time. Yep.
Then it'll probably be bundled in green and tucked in
Okay.
her bag.
As you guys begin packing up the rest of your camp, leaving the fucking fish, because I doubt you guys are trying to figure out how to get that there, as most of it's half eaten anyway. But as you guys are moving along onto the road, Iahme, you see that Draxto doesn't get up as you guys continue forward. You guys manage to get pretty far away before anything else. Yeah, he just doesn't seem to move, as if he's okay with being left there.
She's probably gonna call out that if he wants to ride in the cart, he can.
You see him kind of look up at you and the cart as it goes. And you just see him kind of flap his wings as he's just going to fly above you guys as far as high as he could possibly go. Trying to avoid you guys, it looks like. But also knowing that he's kind of stuck traveling with you anyway.
Yeah. Grumpy children will react how grumpy children want to react.
Mm-hmm. Who wants to roll my d20 today? Josh!
I
Did
get
it.
Aww.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I've been rolling ones all night. You can fuck off with that one.
8.
An 8. Okay. Okay. As you guys are continuing down your route, it's a beautiful day out. It's not much weather going on at all. It's beautiful and sunny. Clear skies. There not even a cloud in the sky as you guys continue forth. You do easily make it from your campground to Pebblestone as you guys begin coming into the old rustic town. Kazim, it reminds you of when you first came to River's Run, as you walk down through the center of this small, very, very small town. There was maybe 8 buildings at most or something like that. Walking past the general store that you met that lady in the very beginning. Guys want to do something here, or you guys can continue forth? There is quite a few people working. You see a couple, people bundling hays for the horses that are in their stables. You see that there is a small tavern there, obviously, because there's farms all around here, so people got to get their drinks from somewhere. But yeah, it just seems like a bunch of busy work happening around the town. Doesn't seem like too much going on. You do notice, I will say, Kazim, you notice that there is 2 of the what are they called? The Rays standing near what seems to be the center of town, and perhaps they're stationed there to protect it if something goes weird.
I'm wearing my vestments of the Church of Palar.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna the way truckers do that nod at another trucker. I'm just gonna do that to them as we pass.
As you guys are going past, you see them just quickly look up. As you do that, it's a kind of little quick salute. They kind of quickly nod to you as you begin walking, and you see them both kind of look up at what looks to be a dragon up in the sky, and you see them grabbing their bows out, getting ready to try to shoot at it.
No. He's friendly. Just a little guy.
You see them kind of look at you and then look back up and just go, put their bows back up.
I'm gonna
I assume
look
we're
for a
fine.
blacksmith.
Blacksmith?
This
Yeah.
town's not worth stopping in.
Yeah, you as you guys are kind of going through, you kind of look around. Roll for investigation for me.
Cool, yeah. That is a 17, I think. Yes.
So as you you notice that there isn't anything like that. There's one general store, one tavern. The rest seems to be just homes. There doesn't seem like there's much in this town at all.
We'll go to the general store. They might have what I'm looking for.
If anything, they'll have better packets of seasoning for the rations.
We're gonna have to talk to that old lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you guys
that
begin
lady.
pulling up to the general store, and Kazim,
Yeah.
as soon as you guys stop, you kind of shudder at that. Just kind of, you know, the lady wasn't like intentionally, but you also could tell like she's gonna be so fucking mean. You know, you
Yeah.
have that feeling that something uncomfortable is about to happen.
Silas, let me do the talking, please.
No, let me, and I disguise self on myself to make myself look human.
Okay. Okay. So as
Oh,
you,
that's actually a good plan.
you
Yeah,
guys,
it's like you guys keep forgetting I've got this for this specific reason.
You're not really a magic guy.
So-
Like,
You're a cleric. Fuck off.
barely.
And make sure that her signet ring is on her hand.
okay. So as you guys
Yeah.
begin stopping in front of the general store and begin walking inside, you open it up and you notice that it's not huge. It looks like it's part general store, part like storage house of some kind, because you see that there's this kind of like half wall where you see these stairs going up, and it just looks like a bunch of boxes all the way in the back, perhaps where they store grain or something like that, maybe a small warehouse. And then you see in the front there's the counter with the older human lady standing there with, and in front of her is there's these bunch of shelves with just kind of generic goods like paper and, you know, tinder boxes and just kind of things you need while traveling. As she just kind of hears the door open and she looks up and she goes, well, hello, I remember you, as she points to you, Kazim, and goes, you were here not that long ago. I want to say 2-3 weeks maybe.
Been like a month at this point,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
It's been about
Yeah.
a month, but you can tell that she's around the same time. She goes, "You guys, what can I help you? Do you need anything at all?"
You wouldn't have a dagger, would you, my dear?
Dagger. Unfortunately, we don't sell many weapons. Oh, actually, you know what? Give me 1 second here. I think I might have something that might be helpful. As she kind of walks up to her warehouse in the back, and she kind of looking through a couple things.
She's left the room.
Yes.
I'm going to
Like,
I'm gonna do my best to go like lean over the counter and try to see if there's like a safe or something.
Okay, roll for
It's not like
investigation.
you're 150
Actually,
platinum
first
with you or anything.
roll for stealth.
yeah,
Okay.
'cause I'm standing right there.
22.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hide it from you, Silas. We've had this conversation.
Okay, now roll for
22
investigation.
stealth. Yeah. 18 investigation. Wait, let me double check that. Yeah, 18.
So, you notice as you're sneaking behind the counter where she was standing, not so much a safe as there is a fairly decent size. There's a fairly decent size. Well, it seems to be chest of some kind. A small chest about. Let me see. You'd say it's about this tall if you could, and it's about as long as a normal keyboard. So it's fairly big, but yeah, there's a small chest back there that you would assume is probably where she keeps her money.
Cool. I'm gonna do some thinking.
Okay. Well, as you're doing your thinking, you hear in the
I
back.
leaned off the counter. I'm off the counter, by
Okay.
the way.
So you're back with the group.
As soon as I lay eyes on it, I'm backing off so
Okay.
I don't look super suspicious.
Okay, so you hear her come back and goes, so I do have this. As she walks back and she goes, I do have a small camp knife that, you know, we use to like cut ropes and things like that. It's not really good as a weapon. It's a little too small. The handle is kind of not too great for slashing and stuff like that. But it does work for, say, cutting and things you might need a knife for.
I think that might be perfect.
Okay, it's simple 10 silver, I think, will or 9 silver will cover it, I think. It's kind of got no real uses for us.
Silas is just gonna put a gold piece on the counter.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. And she kind of just hands you a small camp knife in a small, like, leather sheath.
Nice. All right.
If you wanted a dagger, you could have asked, man. I'll give you Brachus's. It's a little dull because I've been stabbing dirt.
I don't think that's what he wants it for.
I don't think that Brachus's dagger would be appropriate.
I got no idea what that dagger's for, then.
I'm thinking out
Is
my
there
excellent-
anything else I can help you with?
I think one of the nice gentlemen outside wanted to have a nice conversation with you. One of the sunbeams.
Roll for deception.
22.
Fuck you. Oh, do you have any idea what about?
They said something about needing like a 15-minute conversation with you.
Imagine, like, once this conversation starts, I'm out. As though, like, I'm not with him. We just happen to come in at the same time.
So you're leaving now?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm like,
Okay.
I don't want any part of this. And I'm just like, I'm almost gonna like stumble into Kazim and go, my apologies, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back, I suppose, as she begins walking out, and she goes, actually, it's no offense, but we kind of store a lot of important things here, so if I have to go talk to him, I'll have to ask you guys to leave the store.
Ma'am, do you not trust a member of the Church of Palor? I'm a little offended.
I've had a bit of issues with some church members recently, so I would feel more comfortable if I could ask you guys to leave.
All right, that makes sense. I've been trailing fish down the aisles as I slowly make my way out.
Roll for sleight of hand.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm not even gonna.
And you
Only
guys just
17.
looking wet in the carriage like
well,
fuck this.
so you guys don't even notice, but as you're walking out, you all of a sudden realize it smells a lot like fish in this building for some reason. As you guys begin walking out,
I wanted on the record, I actually wasn't going to steal any money from her. I was going to put a fish in there.
I'm gonna saute you.
well,
Thank you.
as you guys are walking out, you see her kind of quickly turn around and lock the door as she begins walking over to the rays that are out front, as that's the only people that wouldn't come inside, as she kind of starts talking to them.
Go, go, go.
What do you mean, go, go, go? What?
Go, go, go.
So you guys, because you see Kazim quickly piling into
okay.
the into the
Grab the
cart.
reins, I'm starting the cart.
Kazim? Is everything alright? Like,
No.
are we... What do we know?
You see, as you guys are you all in the cart, or what's going on?
No, I'm keeping separate because if they do come, I'm like, I don't know who these guys are.
Okay,
No,
I've
I've got-
Silas.
I've got me and Artemis just kind of like walking my horse out.
okay. So as you're walking, you see the cart of your friends very quickly going by. Are you guys in the cart?
I'm not in the cart now.
No?
I'm with Silas.
I am on the car, but
you
like,
said-
Kazim, what the
You said
fuck?
you're with Silas, Iahme?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Iahme and Silas are walking as Nico and Kazim go riding past quick as shit in the cart. As you see the general store lady go, oh, turn around and look and point and she goes, oh, okay. And you see her like try to talk to the Ray, and the Ray just kind of looks confused, and she looks confused, and she goes, okay. As she turns around and just starts walking back to her general store.
This poor lady.
What's the
You
issue?
just couldn't have made
What-
it
what
easy for me.
What do we have to go?
I was just
The
going to
guys are
harass
not on the-
her.
What?
Shit, what do you mean they're not? I'll look behind me for the first time.
Yeah, you look behind and you see the woman just walking back to her store. The Rays didn't do shit. They don't seem to give a fuck.
Turn around, I guess. I expected that to go differently.
You were just telling.
Team.
What did you think when you just told someone?
I thought
Hey,
they were gonna come up and ask me questions, and then I would roll a 1 because I'm me.
no. So
Oh my god.
Kazim, we
I
do
saw it
actually
going
have
very
a place to be.
We're less than a day away.
You know, a lot can happen in a single day, right?
Yeah, like
Are they close enough that I can hear this now?
Yes.
Well, if you would like, I can drive the cart while you all sleep in the back.
I mean, what do you say, Kazim? We're like 1 day away?
We're less than a day. When I
Less than a
first
day.
got to Rivers Run, like I started my morning here and got there by noon.
Well, I have someone very important to see, and I prefer to go as quickly as possible. We have some very important people to see. And the sooner the better, believe me.
Okay. Are we just venturing on towards Rivers Run now?
Yeah.
All right. One of you guys roll me a d20.
I'll drive. I will roll.
Do you even know where Rivers Run is?
Hey, he told me you just keep going straight, so I'm just gonna. Keep
That's
going
true.
straight.
That's true. Not that Nico knows any better than you do, so.
I was gonna say, do you know where Rivers Run is from
Yeah,
here?
nah, Nico doesn't know. He just goes forward every single time he has reins in his hands.
Like last time we got maybe a couple hours out of the city, and then we diverted to a cave. So
Yeah, no. Nico literally, every single time he has reins, he just goes forward. Unless someone says otherwise.
The 16, bestie.
Okay. So as you guys are continuing down the path, you're seeing the just almost endless wheat fields that surround the very large walls and the church that stands above everything else. The library that you guys come to remember as Rivers Run. As you guys are making your way, you do notice that there's these group of like farmers that seem to be like trying to block the road for a little while as you begin coming towards what looks to be some kind of bridge, small tiny bridge, as they're holding up their arms trying to get you to stop.
I'm going to ask them what's the holdup.
Quick irrigation. We need to open up the floodgate, and we don't want to make sure that no one can be on the bridge when we're doing it.
I mean, it's more than fair. We can wait a few minutes, right?
It shouldn't be too long, as long as we can get it closed. And you
Do
see,
you need help with that?
we'd actually very much appreciate that if one of you could bit stronger than normal.
I'm gonna look.
Nico's going to get his sleeves up.
I'm gonna look at
Got
Silas.
this.
Iahme's gonna look at Silas and be like, "Do you think a dragon would help?"
You see both of them just kind of, the three farmers that are in front of you go, dragon? I think that might maybe the worst thing to happen for us. Last time a dragon came through here, burned all of our fields. We just need, that's all right. We just need help opening the gate. That's all.
Don't worry, I got this. Nico says.
Okay.
Very confident in his strength.
Okay. Yeah, come with us as they begin walking. One of them branches off and takes you down you see underneath that bridge that they're kind of blocking, you do see what seems to be this kind of shallow, kind of creek bed almost as you walk down it. And you notice that there's these wooden poles and what almost looks like a gateway that, open, and on the other side of it is the very large river that goes down to Rivers Run. So obviously this is one of those kind of floodgates that will open and allow the water from the river go through the fields to be able to water all of the crops properly. So as you kind of come over there and goes, all right, I just need you to go over to that wheel real quick, and we gotta try and turn it at the same time. We're gonna try and close it at the same time. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds amazing.
All right. Go ahead and roll for Dex for me first.
Ooh, Dex. Oh, okay. Just straight Dex, right?
Straight Dex.
16 total.
Okay, so pretty easily, you guys are at the same time able to kind of nimbly just open up the gate by turning this large, seems to be valve almost, that you're kind of turning and it opens. And you're seeing those large wooden gates just slowly kind of open as you're seeing water begin to rush down the middle of it as it's going down into the fields. And you're seeing that shallow riverbed kind of fill up with water. And you guys on the cart do kind of start hearing that rush of water coming down as you see what seems to be, it looks like muddy water at first, but after a while it kind of goes into that normal clear water as it's going down. You're seeing a whole bunch of water flying down. And, I'm sorry, the music stopped. But as you guys are sitting there, God damn it, hold on. They wait a little while. It's maybe about 4 or 5 minutes, and you hear the guy on the other side go, "All right, now we gotta close it. Roll for strength."
No. This is the highest I have ever rolled for strength, period.
So it's above a 10.
It is 19 fucking
Wow.
with a natural 20 -1 to my fucking strength.
Even to your surprise, all of a sudden you were able to, you kind of brace yourself for this to be incredibly hard, but you're able to push up on one side of it as it begins closing. You're seeing those walls very slowly come back towards the middle, and you're seeing the river that was rushing through for a few minutes begin to slowly start to die off and drape her down. And as those doors finally close, you see the water just kind of cut off, and it almost seems to follow along with the rest of the water. You've seen a small layer being left in the water below, as what was kind of a dry creek bed almost has now turned into kind of more of a muddy swamp area. As you could see, the water has been seeping into the grass around it. And you just hear her go, "Wow, that was probably the easiest that's ever gone. So appreciate you."
For the first time in forever, Nico rolled higher than 5
It's pretty
on
good.
the strength check.
It's pretty good.
I'm so proud of this boy. He goes back to cart with a slight smile on his face.
As you're
Clearly happy with himself.
as you're walking by, you do one of the farm hands kind of hand you what seems to be like a bottle of wine and goes, "We can't afford to pay you, but at least can give you a drink."
No. Look, I'm more than happy to help. Nicholas says hi, by the way.
Oh, a
He
friend of
will-
Nicholas? And you hear
Yeah.
you hear this booming voice just kind of go, "Ha! I see I have a friend here." And you look on the other side of the wheat, and you actually see that older man, Nicholas, coming through the wheat fields and goes, "I was wondering when we were going to see you again."
I am running. I'm dropping everything. It was holding AV. I'm dropping that. I am running. And just throwing myself into his arms, just like full on just fucking body tackle. That with my posture, I'm fucking light as fuck. But you know, I'm still like just like full on just holding.
So all of a sudden,
onto him
the
and,
wine
like-
bottle drops to the ground and just shatters as Nico runs over this very large, burly, like 40-year-old man and just jumps into his arms. He's like, "Oh, well, all right. Well, how about, tell you what, Nico, get to town. You know that she's waiting to see you. We're all at the house. We would explain everything here. But, yeah, get home. They're waiting on you."
I miss you so much, guys.
You have no idea how much we missed you, but your friend has been stopping by and giving us regular updates, so we appreciate that.
I will be soon back. I promise.
Yeah, you're just coming to dinner, and he looks over at the cart and goes, "These all with you?" Oh, I remember you.
Me, yes.
You're the Silas, and I think I've met you.
I'm still
before.
disguised.
No, cause
So
how long does it last for?
Over there.
An hour.
It's been over an
I
hour.
think you told me that
you
it
did
was
say-
Oh, that's right, it is. But
Yeah.
he would recognize Kazim, right? Because Kazim's met him.
Probably.
I think Kazim's met him.
You might have seen him before.
Well, he's just gonna go. Are these folks with you?
Yeah, they are with me.
You all are welcome to join us for dinner tonight at my house. Any friends of Nico's are friends of mine.
I missed you so much.
You have no
So
idea
much
how
has
much we have
happened.
missed you.
Well, we have a couple things to do, but I'll be back as soon as I can.
Well, you make sure that you get
And-
home by tonight, because if I go home and tell Cresselia that you were in town and you don't see her tonight, She's not only going to kill you, she's going to kill me.
I know. I'll be back. I
Good.
promise. And he's just gonna like give him like one more like squeeze.
You feel him give you this very big warm hug, as if it feels like you're come home, as he's very excited.
And Nico's like, just like he just swiping like tears out of his eyes as he's like, walking back towards the carriage, like excited to get the shit over with so he can go home.
Yep, he's rushing you through and goes, "No, go! I've got work to do. Go on." As you are riding past and you look back, you do see him kind of wipe a tear really quickly as he just goes back to work, and his buddies start kind of, poking fun at him as you go by. Yeah, for the remainder of you guys' ride, it's smooth, calm, relaxing to hear. There's no sense of urgency almost. It's very relaxing being back in this town as you guys begin making your way towards the large white stone walls that are of River's Run. Iahme, you've never been here before. It's weird to see. You're used to the actual ocean and seeing like lands on the distance, and this is almost reminiscent of that, except it's a yellow sea, and just kind of in the middle, it looks like just an island that's a city in this weird, different version of a sea. As you see this large, white stoned palace, it looks like, at the top of this very large city, as you guys begin walking in through the gates that are incredibly high, incredibly tall. It's decor that you haven't seen before. Silas, Kazim, and Nico, you notice that there are, guards from the flow kind of everywhere, but you've also noticed that, at least at the gate, there seems to be quite a heavy presence of the rays, as well as some symbols on the ground right at the entrance, kind of along the pathway that weren't there before when you guys left.
Oh?
It seems more...
Like arcane symbols?
Yeah, some kind of arcane symbols, and it seems much more... What's the word I'm looking for? Looks more militarized. It looks like you're almost walking into like a military fort. There seems to be like watchtowers and stuff on the outside. It seems very protected. And yeah, there's arcane symbols that seem to be along the path, kind of engraved into the cobblestone.
This is not how we left it.
Well, we did tell them to raise defenses.
I suppose we did, but I was not expecting much. And I mean, we've been gone for what? 2 weeks, maybe? So far?
It's a good sign. People are taking us seriously.
We're
Now-
supposed to...
Shoot down the dragon. I'm fine.
I need her
should
loot.
Probably tell them about that.
I will say that you guys have probably gone through it, and you've seen a few of them probably say, "Dragon! Why? Wait." And because you see that the Draxto begins kind of coming lower and like flying like below the archway, and they all notice that it's much smaller than before, and they look over at your guys' cart, and I assume that you guys just kind of wave it off as, they're your pet or something.
You did say that you need her loot, right?
Yes.
Lute or LOOT?
LUTE.
No. I am.
The instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull that out of my bag. I think
You don't have it.
I have a lot of
you
her
don't-
shit. I don't remember.
You have
what
the
I-
drum. You don't have the loot. Nico
you
kept
don't
the
have
loot.
the loot. I have the loot, and I am going to procure it back. It is mint condition. It is polished.
Iahme.
It looks almost brand new.
You see Nico pulling out this pretty much black loot, it looks like, with a kind of yellow eye on the top. It looks like it's made out of dragon scales, but it makes your heart almost skip a beat, as if you're excited to see it for some reason. You've never seen it before, but you've seen, like, it almost looks... You feel like you would if, like, a long-lost friend has suddenly appeared in front of you.
I took good care of it.
She's going to try to like readjust herself and keep her composure and not like. She almost reaches out to touch it, but she stops herself. That kind of.
Okay. Silas, I will say with your passive perception, you see her like obviously think about something as she reaches her hand out just a small bit and kind of pulls it back. You see that she's fairly confused. Nico, you
I
passive. You don't notice any of that shit.
I give her a very quizzical look, as in like, what the fuck was that?
Sorry, my brain got a little fuzzy. It's fine.
Very well. And I will take it. And I ride to the water wheel.
Where are you guys going?
Oh. Well, the thing is, we have our mission was to go warn the other city and at some point collect the doppelganger blood if we
Mhm.
could.
Who has
And,
that vial of blood?
I have that.
Yeah, Nico definitely has that.
And
Do you
yeah.
want to go talk to Nathan?
yes, I mean that's exactly what we're supposed to do.
I'm gonna
It
go
is
talk.
in the main palace thing, right?
Yep.
Or like where was it?
So
yeah.
you know that Nathan was the leader. You also know that Nathan is a kobold, and you don't know if
Yeah.
he'd be staying in the palace
Yeah, but
or in the library,
he was
or
trying to keep it like
Yeah.
low key, right?
so you don't know if he's
Yeah.
in the library or if he's by Nathan's farm, which is where he normally works or helps and stuff. You also don't know, maybe he's over by the carnival. You don't know.
Okay.
I thought the carnival left town. Is it
You have
still
no
here?
idea. You just got here.
Yeah.
I'm using that as a reference.
Before everyone would have left, I would have told them about the dinner. Like for anyone who wishes to be there, they're more than welcome to.
Okay.
But like as Silas is riding off towards the water wheel, Nico is going to be riding towards actually he knows that it wasn't necessarily not Nicholas, Nathaniel who wanted the actual blood. It was the researcher, and he does have a bookstore that Nico was to before when he bought Freya that
Correct.
notebook.
Morgan,
Yeah.
owner of the tattered cover.
Morgan, exactly. So he will be actually heading towards there, and since he knows where it is, like he doesn't necessarily need to take the entire cart if anyone else would like to go somewhere different, or unless someone would like to accompany him as well.
I don't need the cart. I'm gonna go talk to Archmage
Greymore.
Greymore. I'm gonna go talk to Archmage Greymore, see if we can't get a few things arranged for their favorite detective team.
No, Iahme's left in an unfamiliar town that she doesn't recognize
Yeah.
with a cart that she doesn't know what to do with.
She asked us to take her to the nearest town. We've done that.
And now she has all of your shit in an unfamiliar area.
Then I have nowhere to go.
I'll take the cart with me and put it at the stables.
I'll just fucking walk around town, I guess.
Okay.
You can come with me. You're gonna have to wait outside while I talk to Archie, but
Or you could come
Why
with
would
me.
I have to wait outside?
because you're not a member of the Church of Paylor.
I may not be a member of their church, but I am a member of a church.
Yeah, I work for the Canadian government. That's why I was able to get a conference call with the president of Mars. It kind of works out.
I like how you're saying that she can't go to it because she's not a member of the church, though you met Silas in it.
Yeah.
He's not a church member of any church.
I meant in the room with Archie. I didn't
No.
mean outside the church.
You said she needs to sit outside.
Yeah.
Outside the room.
It sounded like you meant outside the building.
You,
I just
you
meant
sit
outside
at-
the.
You sit at that fountain and you don't fucking move.
Hey, here.
Probably gonna like just look at him and just kind of shake her head and then follow in the direction that Silas went.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll start with, let's start with Kazim. As you begin making your way up to the large steps from the fountain in the middle of the courtyard, to begin making the way up the large steps towards the flow. Opening up those doors, you're seeing Margaret behind the counter. Always frazzled kind of hair as she's just kind of, yeah.
I do want to clarify. If I was the one that took the car, I have made sure it was at a stable.
Yes.
And I paid for it to stay
You know,
there.
you left it at the stable you left it at the stable that's over by the flow. that you know
Cool.
is for like travelers and stuff like that, and they'll hold on to it. So they do all the boarding and stuff. They're usually meant for envoys. And you see Margaret standing there with her frazzled hair. As you're seeing, it's pretty slow. There doesn't seem to be much going on in the flow. You're seeing a few scribes going about. You do see about 4 rays just kind of in the center room for some reason. They weren't there before, but yeah, you've seen a lot more rays around town than before. You don't see Archie anywhere though.
Margie.
Hi. It's been a while. I want to say Kazim.
Correct.
Yes,
Although-
the scribe from Paylor.
Not a scribe. What's higher than a scribe? I'm asking Karma this. I'm gonna feign that I got a promotion.
high
I feel
priest?
like Kazim would be
High priest.
high priest.
Oh, wow!
High priest Kazim, baby.
I assume
Oh
your
my
mission must have been a
God.
success. So congratulations!
It's such a success.
Fantastic. Well, glad to see you back in town. It's been what a month or so.
Give or take.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, congratulations. Can I help you? Do you need anything?
I need to talk to Archmage Greymore.
Oh, yeah. Wait right here. I'll go get him for you.
I have it scrawled on my arm, and I'm just discreetly looking at it every now and then.
Greymore. Got it. As she quickly kind of bundles up her hair as it's usually frazzled, and she quickly walks up the steps that she would before. As you hear her kind of walking down the hallway, and you hear the kind of sorry, closes the door and keeps walking down the hallway. And takes a couple minutes as that's happening. You hear the footsteps coming back, and you see Margaret walk back down the stairs as she goes back to her desk and goes, "He'll be out in a minute." And you wait a couple more minutes. You hear those very calm, slow footsteps as you look at the top of the stairs, and you see that very familiar face of Archmage Greymore. As you see, roll for insight.
Oh fuck. 14?
You look, and he does seem, happy to see you. And he kind of slowly walks down and goes, "Well, welcome back, Sir Kazim. Good to have you back in town. I assume that you managed to warn the Sunbeam of what was happening."
We also managed to put a temporary stop to the menace that is those doppelgangers.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. As you see, we've obviously taken your guys' warning to heart. As you get a closer look around, and you notice that there is, in the center of the main room of this building, there seems to be a very large arcane symbol that seems to be in the middle of it.
I regret to inform you that this mission is far from over, but we have made the necessary precautions to make sure that this can go smoothly.
Well, fantastic. If there's anything we could possibly do to help you, please let us know.
Well, first of all, myself and my compatriots, the bomb squad, we're going to be in town for an extended period of time.
I assumed that you guys would have gone with Kazim and the Funky Bunch, like you said before.
Yeah, that's. I'm
so sorry, Kazim. I much prefer the Bomb Squad. I don't know where that comes from, but
okay.
And
I mean, to each their own, I guess.
It's
What is a bomb?
if I'm remembering correctly, there was you, there was the orcish friend Silas, and then there was the Asamar, I believe. I think his name was Tami or something like that.
Yeah, probably that.
And then there was you guys had the the Tabaxi Mistrix.
Yeah, she's temporarily retired.
Okay. Roll for deception.
24.
Well, good for her. If anyone needed it, I suppose it'd be her. It's hard to travel that far to make the way across this country. I think we can find some accommodations for you within the flow easily.
I'm talking about a semi-permanent house here in town. Any abandoned buildings that need some looking after?
I think we'll need to speak with Nathan about that, but give me a moment. As this is happening, Nico, you're
Yes.
making your way through the beautiful town of Rivers Run as you go across towards the market and then finally towards River's Bed. Down that familiar kind of main streets that you remember walking Freya down towards the carnival for the first time. As you make your way past the Water Wheel, which is the bar in which most of this adventure had begun, where you were excited that you get to see Tasha sometime, but you are on a mission as you continue walking down up towards the left side of a different side street, where you walk into that familiar kind of older bookstore with the small pile of books in the window that you bought that first book that you were teaching Freya how to write with. And you open up the door, and as you walk through, you get hit with that familiar smell of old books, and it feels dry on the inside as you hear that, oh, I'm back here. As you look far and you see that very large, wide man, very happy smile, and goes, ha! If it isn't one of our heroes, been quite some time. I hope that you've come with something we could use.
Hello, Morgan. Yes, so we actually have came across we've came across what we're looking for, and as like looking around, whether or not there's like any other people in there, I assume not.
You see as soon as you say you have what you were looking for, he kind of quickly gets up and he kind of walks over to the front and he turns the sign to close and closes the blinds and goes, you've got the doppelganger blood?
I do.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'm going to procure the vial and just like magically wisps into my hand as I like hold it out for him.
You see he has these glasses on that look like they have these kind of other lenses on. As he quickly flips a bunch down, as he grabs the vial and goes, oh my goodness, that is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. Here, take a look at this. As he brings it closer to you and goes, you can see their blood almost seems to crystallize for some reason. That's absolutely remarkable. This is exactly what we're going to need. Come, I'll show you what I've been working on.
Huh.
As he quickly moves over to the counter, moves a couple of the books to the side, and you see him pull out this small, what seems to be like just small bag, a leather bag or something. He opens it up and he pulls out what seems to be like this magnifying glass, it looks like, or something. It's hard. Yeah, it looks like a hand mirror or a magnifying glass where you can see all the way through it. It's just the lens in the middle. And he goes, now, it's hard to describe how this exactly works, but essentially what I'm working on is, do you know anything about the spell True Seeing or something like that?
I've heard some of it.
Well, essentially, here's the shakedown: is that spell can kind of see through any kind of illusionary magic. Now, obviously, it's pretty hard for me to replicate that kind of power in something as simple as this. However, I have learned that there is a way to focus that kind of energy into one specific kind to be able to figure out what's what. So, I believe if I've done this right with these arcanic runes, and you see him pick it up, and it's got this beautiful kind of gold and green handle as it goes all the way around, and you see these tiny little, like, seems to be rune or arcane symbols engraved all around the side of this glass. He goes, if I'm not mistaken, and you see him pick up the vial, open it up, and you see him get like a little dropper as he picks up just a small bit, and he just kind of drops it on the lens on both sides. He goes, I'm going to experiment this for a little while, but if I'm right, this can help us figure out who's the doppelgangers. Obviously, you've seen a few of our probably better defenses, but I think this is going to be our best bet. Especially with everyone
we've seen them.
Well, I'm very happy that you guys have made it back safely. We have been worried, but we also know that you are a very capable group, but we are very happy to have you back. And I would assume that Nathan's probably going to want to talk to you guys. Make sure you...
Most likely.
Okay. Well...
Before you leave...
Yeah.
You perhaps have a single notebook and a bit of charcoal, maybe?
Of course I do, absolutely. He kind of quickly... He grabs a small little, what seems to be leather-bound notebook and a small little tiny, almost like a tinderbox, just a small box full of charcoal, and goes, here, take it. This, just, it's simple enough.
Thank you, Morgan.
Not a problem. Very glad to see you guys back in town. I do know for a fact. Absolutely. I'll make sure I go up to the flow here, and I close in about an hour or so. I'll make sure I go up to the flow and let Nathan know you guys are here. I know Tasha's gonna want to see you guys, so you make sure you go say hi.
We will. We have had quite the dealings with the doppelgangers, and not that we learned a thing or two, but well, to say the least, that our journey has been interesting is an understatement.
Well, I'm excited to hear all the stories as soon as we get up to
Of
the
course.
flow where we can get a little bit more
Yes.
privacy. But yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much. This is gonna do wonders for us.
Have a wonderful rest of the day. I will speak to you soon.
You as well. I'll see you very soon. As he kind of hurriedly kind of opens the door and kind of rushes you out, and you see him like excited. He's working on. Yeah, he seems very energetic and excited about this.
Yeah.
Iahme, as you were following towards where Silas went, you kind of lose him after a little bit as you were walking across this beautiful bridge across what seems to be just a small off break of the river, into what seems to be some kind of market. It's gorgeous. As you're walking down through all the stalls and just kind of listing around, you stop and you see the big patch where it seems like some kind of fairground, and your heart seems to like stop for a moment as you're seeing these tire tracks, and you're seeing what looks to be where poles used to be in the ground. It seems to kind of flood you with this kind of emotions of both nostalgia and fear at the same time. It's really weird. And you're not sure where it's from. And also excitement, as if perhaps something was invented here.
Do I feel like I still have the connection with Draxto?
Yes, you do still. As you're kind of thinking that for a second, you kind of look up and you see just kind of near the wall, you do see Draxto just kind of looking around the campground, and you see, a couple kids are starting to get close to him and start trying to like, pet him and stuff, and you see him try like growling and stuff, but you saw him try and go and bite a couple, and he can't for some reason. And you see him just kind of sitting there, and he lays down in the dirt.
Perhaps he would like to walk with me instead of groveling in the mud?
You see him just kind of sit there for a moment, and he looks up at you, and you see that kind of... Normally there's anger there. It looks almost as if he's just kind of given up.
You are still yourself.
Good as a dragon if I can't bite or breathe or anything. Useless.
You're not useless. Unlike you, I do not believe that things are useless.
Well, you know nothing yet.
You've kept me company this long. What harm will it be in just a few more moments?
Give me the scythe.
Walk with me first.
Again, that black smoke kind of comes out of his nose as he stands up. As this is happening, Silas, you're walking through the town, reminiscing of all the times that you've had, the good and the bad, remembering the fights that were had in the streets, remembering the flipping the rock over the carnival as you passed by, the first time meeting Freya or seeing Nico walking down the streets. As you walk up to the water wheel, the familiar tavern that you've spent so much of your time and so much of your good memories behind these walls, you're almost filled with a sense of excitement and just nostalgia as you're thinking about it. But then you're also hit with a sense of sadness as you begin thinking of how you ended up here and what's just outside in the forest of the ruins of your camp, and even the thoughts of Mistrix and the music that filled this place, and realizing that this music's just not there. Brings you a bit of sadness, but you're still rather excited to kind of open the door.
I assume Tasha's in there.
As you look through the windows, you do see that familiar blonde young woman as she's joking around with the small bit of patrons that are on the inside as she's cleaning a bunch of different mugs. Make a perception check.
17.
So normally when you go there, you see that it's at this time it's usually just, you know, farm hands and maybe a couple guards or so, but this is different. For some reason, you're seeing the normal farm hands. You're seeing a couple guards. You do notice that there's about a table of 3 guards, and miraculously, 2 of them seem to be orcs. You didn't know? You've never seen an orc guard for Rivers Run before. Interesting. As you kind of walk inside, and as soon are you walking inside?
I sort of stand in the doorway, sort of take like a step in to sort of pass that threshold, but I kind of just stand in the open door and lock eyes with Tasha if I can.
So as you kind of turn the knob and swing the door open and take your first step in, you just hear that, "Oh, welcome!" Oh my god! Oh my god! And you see her just drop what she's doing, and she hops over the fucking bar and just runs up to you and just gives you a big fucking hug. Where the hell have you been? Are you okay? Are you alright? Did anyone hurt you? Do I need to kill somebody?
I'm sorry.
What do you... The fuck you... What are you sorry for? No! Come in! Get in here!
I very gently sort of push her to the side. I go to the fireplace, like sort of grabbing a stool, and like over the mantle of the fireplace, I hang up the loot.
You see her just kind of walk over and goes, "What do you do? Oh, that..." Wait. And you see her kind of look behind you and goes, "Silas? Where's Mistrix?"
Taken by the war.
No. No.
I'm sorry.
You see her...
I tried.
You see her just kind of stare at the loot for a moment and look at you. And then she runs up and she just gives you a big ol' hug around your neck. As you hear her just say, "It can't have been your fault. Don't you dare blame this one on you." As you hear her voice breaking, and you can feel the warmth of the tears coming down her cheeks from... And she just says, "As long as you are here, it's okay. And I'm sure she's somewhere comfortable." And she kind of pulls back and she looks at you, Silas, and she goes, "Just tell me. Did she die doing something good?"
She would think so.
Then don't you dare take it away from her by blaming yourself. Don't you do that to her. As she again pulls you in for a big ol' hug.
I will reach into my bag, take the flower, say Dahlia's name, and throw it into the fireplace.
Now, she steps back and brushes her eyes and goes, "You were gonna sit here, and to hell with your 1 drink a day rule. You're having a fucking drink with me. Do you understand?"
Not an ale, though.
I've got something better.
Milk and charcoal.
As she quickly goes back and she grabs the glasses and she comes back with your milk and charcoal, and you see that she has herself one as she sits there and she goes, "Here to the most beautiful songbird of this whole world." And you look and you turn around and you notice that there's 2 other of the patrons that are sitting there that you remember from the night before you guys left that also have a milk and charcoal. And you see one more behind the counter that's pouring himself another one as they're all holding their glasses up to the loot that's on the mantle. She'll never be forgotten, and her music will live forever.
Dahlia Locke.
Tadalia! Tadalia! As you see her, them all kind of take a drink and go, oh, God!
God damn it.
You look over and you see that Tasha is downing it, and you see just tears coming down her side, coming down the side of her face.
I neck the whole fucking thing. And I'll do a con save if I have to.
One swing, get it over with.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a con save for that. Because it's brutal. It's brutal.
That's a dirty 20.
Easily enough, fucking just the whole thing.
Your family says hello. And I pull out the axe.
Oh my goodness. He was probably so mad I never came back for this one. You see her just kind of pick it up and throw it up in the air and catch it and throw it up in the air and catch it and goes, you've probably been causing all kinds of trouble with this, haven't you?
I helped a friend with it.
Good. That's how it's supposed to be. Take good care of it as she flips it around and hands the handle back to you.
I'll take it and sort of holster it again.
Have you seen Nathan yet?
He was next on my list.
Well, glad that I get to be first because I'm special. As it should be. As you see her, that huge smile, genuine smile she always has as she's wiping the tears out of her face.
Some things have to be certain ways.
Goddamn right. Now, I know you probably haven't eaten in a while, so I'm gonna get you something to fucking eat. Stay right there. As she gets up and quickly goes behind the counter and starts putting something together. While this is happening, Iahme, you and Draxto are walking through the city, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you guys talking about? As you guys are walking, by the way, the sun is beginning to go down a little over the wall, so it is getting fairly dark and cool throughout the city. So what are you guys talking about? He's in his dragon form still, just kind of walking on all fours, following you through the city because he can't stand up.
Well, I'm gonna ask him if while he was up there, if he saw anything that looked like it would be similar to something called a water wheel.
I see where there probably was one at some point, but it seems purposeless now. There's no water near it.
In which direction was that, do you think?
You see him just kind of move his head towards one of the bridges that are going across the river into a different district that you don't recognize.
She's gonna start walking that direction.
And he's just gonna walk slowly. And as you're walking through the town, you are looking around, and you're seeing all these weird ass stairs as you're just walking through town with a fucking dragon. Yeah, everyone's just
to her it's normal.
Yeah.
So she's just.
So yeah, you don't really see the point in everyone freaking out, but everyone's like, what the fuck is that? Except for kids. For some reason, the kids are obsessed seeing the thing walking out and go, whoa! Few kobolds are like standing up and goes, that looks like me.
I see some people are fascinated with your existence.
Useless mortal beings. They sicken me.
Take pride in the fact that they are enthralled by your being.
I'd rather be enthralled by my horde.
We'll get there eventually. There's not much reason for us to stay with them anyway. You have what you wanted.
You
At
think
least
being
in
in a
some
pseudo
semblance.
body is what I wanted?
I know you wanted a body. And I've done what I can to get you where you are. Neither one of us liked being trapped together, remember?
Well, now you have all the power that you could possibly want. So what do you want with me, Iahme?
I want us to get along for the sake of the isle. But here you are, wallowing in self-pity in a world we don't know. And for what? You didn't make a concrete deal with this fae. And that was a fault of your own.
You think he's a fae?
What other beings make deals for the joy of it?
He is so much more evil than a fae.
I wouldn't know about that now, would I? Because who talks to me about these things? Not you.
Tell me. What have you, when you research Elderfall, look for a few names. Look for Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
Look for Therisdune.
Mm-hmm.
And look for Vecna.
Fair. I take it they're all connected somehow.
Of course.
You fucking bitch.
Are we close enough to the to where he said the water wheel was?
Yeah. You see him just kind of stop and goes, "That's the one, I think."
All right. I appreciate you walking with me. It's better to have your company since I'm not used to being separated.
It appears that we are locked together for all time, so get used to it.
I think you're the one that has some getting used to. And she's gonna offer him the scythe.
You see him kind of stop and look at it, and then kind of looks up at you. And then he just slowly kind of grabs it in his mouth as he starts getting taller and turning back into that dragonborn and then into the elf as he stands there, and he looks at it and goes, "Thank you." As he just walks off.
She's gonna kind of gently bow to him, out of respect, and then walk into wherever she thinks that Silas is.
Okay, so you walk in there, and you're seeing all of them drinking something, and you're hearing a bunch of people at the bar going, "Ah!" And you're just seeing Silas and this blonde female by the fireplace just downing whatever the fuck it's white, it's gray colored, it's weird.
And just kind of clear her throat and be like, pardon me, Silas.
I trust you've enjoyed your little adventure, Iahme.
Other than having absolutely no clue where I am, it wasn't bad.
Another thing you and I share.
She's gonna kind of look at him and then look around and be like, mind if I ask what you were drinking?
Tabaxi's ambrosia.
It's delightful.
You hear this woman from behind the counter go, "It's fucking disgusting!" As she's coming back over with a plate, and she hands it to Silas. There you go, sweetie. If you need anything else, you let me know. And she looks up and she goes, you see this kind of shorter blonde woman, she's wiping her hands. She goes, "Hi, can I get you anything? Do you need any help?"
No, I'm quite fine, thank you.
All right, well, Silas, if you need anything else, you know where to find me, sweetie.
Thank you.
She kind of goes back and cleaning up her bar and handing out drinks to everyone at the bar.
She's gonna take a look around and see what she sees.
Okay, roll for perception.
I don't know, Karma, would it be perception to look around?
Well, it was either perception or investigation I was trying to figure out, but we're doing perception.
20. Yeah, 20.
Okay.
Unnatural.
So as you kind of
My brain is
as you're kind of looking around, you see that loot on the bar again, which kind of gives you that feeling, and you kind of keep scanning the room, and then you see this kind of table in the far back corner with a single chair by itself, and your heart kind of immediately skips a beat, and because it seems so familiar as you walk over, and you're seeing what seems to be little cat scratches, what seem to be scratches on the table and stuff, and you run your hand along them as if you're coming into contact with. You remember something like this, but you can't place your finger on it. It looks so familiar.
She's gonna look at Silas and be like, "What? Do you mind telling me where this came from?"
Silas, as you turn around, you immediately see where the place that Mistrix always sat.
Before she joined with us, that was Dahlia's favorite spot in the bar.
It seems so... familiar is the only word that I can come to put with it, but that's not what it is.
Silas,
Mm-hmm.
roll for perception.
That's nat 20.
Just behind her ear, you notice what seems to be this. It looks kind of like a tattoo, but it looks like half of a cat's face.
I think Tamiel gave you a little bit more than direction when he brought you to us.
She's gonna look at him very quizzically and confused.
If our conversation from last night has taught me anything, I think that if he did truly have some part to play in all of this, then he gave you part of her. A way for her to live on in a way. Theory, of course, nothing more.
I mean, I'm not quite sure. There was a place down... She's gonna, like, kind of, like, look and try to point and then just kind of give up and be like, across a bridge. That was oddly familiar. But I've never been here in my life.
But I would have seen that the courtyard where the carnival would have been.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like him.
Were these things important?
To her. She played music here. She played music at the carnival. Everybody loved her.
So the town itself suffers a great loss.
I'll simply sort of gesture up to the loot on top of the fireplace.
As best a more memorial as one can get, I suppose.
The best I could think of offering her. She deserved better than this world.
Perhaps that's what she has. But I was told not to speak of her by your darker-skinned friend, so...
And you're going to take orders from them now?
I'd rather not upset them with the balance that we have. Especially seeing as we are parting ways, it would be bad to leave off on the wrong foot.
You're choosing to move forward?
My dragon has gotten what he wished for. And there's no reason for me to stay along and sully what you have.
In what way would you sully that, Iahme?
Have we not seen what my work can do?
I mean, other than challenge a being who sees themselves on the level of gods, one
According
so
to Draxto, he's
egotistical.
close enough to a god to be feared. So
You may have made your peace with him, but I have not. There is
Then
something
without me,
more.
there may be compromise.
Too much has already been compromised.
Hmm.
If you wish to move forward, I will not stop you. If you wish to stay, I can't speak for the others, but I would be more than happy to have another friend in this thing.
Hmm.
The
I
war
think
could use a good heart like yours and a strong will like Draxto's.
his will is sometimes misplaced, but I understand. I will let you talk it over with your friends. And as for now, I will find a place to look up many things.
Look for the library. That's what I'll be doing after I've had a few conversations with friends and family. I have my own research to do on this Tami.
Is that what you're going to look up?
I'm gonna find the truth.
I was given a different name to look up for him, but to each their own, I suppose.
And what name were you given?
Oh, what was there? There was. And she's gonna like snap her fingers a couple times and like try to rack her brain. It started with a V. And then there was one that sounded like. She's gonna like try to form words and be like, the only thing that's coming to my brain is douche, and that's not very polite.
There is Dune.
And then she's gonna look at you and be like, yes, that one. And then vector or the your common words are so harsh.
I'm afraid that one eludes me.
mm,
Who told you of Dune?
Draxto. We just had the conversation on the way in. I swear, the first name was like volatile or she's like
If he would be burdened by my presence, I may want a conversation with him.
Draxto.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Fair enough. He's on his little vacation at the moment. But if
Well,
you meet me in the library, I'm sure he'll find me there.
perhaps we should study together again.
You do have to
And
finish your lessons,
you yours.
especially if you want to talk to him.
Exactly my thought. And if he is going to put up with me, the least I can do is cook him dinner. But
I think that may be a waste on him, but still, respect is due.
no food is a waste, even if not eaten. But I'll meet you in the library in a couple of days. There's a couple of things I need to do first, if you wouldn't mind waiting with me a while longer.
Do you want me to stay? Or would you like to meet me there?
Your company is preferable to many others, I will admit.
With that,
You
she's
were-
gonna kind of like curtsy and then walk over and motion to see if she can sit with you.
He'll pull up a chair for her.
Yay!
Okay. While this is happening, Kazim is walking around the flow, waiting for time to meet with Nathan. While I'm assuming Nico is heading over to the flow. What's Nico doing?
Yes.
Yep, Nico's heading towards the flow.
No, he's also heading there.
Okay, well, you guys are heading over to the flow. The sun is going down little by little, thinking that soon is probably going to be dinner time, but you are fairly confident that you'd have enough time to do such after a meeting at the flow. But as the sun begins to go down on this beautiful day, as we return back to our home of Rivers Run, I think that's where we're going to end it for this week. That was definitely an interesting one, but yeah. Thank you guys for coming to watch. Thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you guys on Spotify and all that good stuff for listening. Thank you people on YouTube. If you guys don't know, have no idea what the fuck's going on, go check out YouTube or Spotify, or if you do, fucking come hang out on Twitch. But until then, I hope we'll see you guys next week. I haven't done it in a little while, so I think I'm gonna do it this week on episode 20.
I was gonna say I'm not emotionally prepared.
It's Bestie's turn.
All right, guys, y'all ready for this shit?
Yay.
All right, guys, bye.
Bye.
What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.